The information provided by the speakers and/or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information. The information provided by the speakers and/or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
Movement is medicine. Sharpens your mind, balances your body, fixes your focus. Elbow your neighbor and tell them you got to bust a move. Dr. King challenged racism in this nation, but realized he couldn't do it sitting behind the pulpit, which is why he sprung into, here it is, the civil rights movement. He marched on Washington. He pulled down the curtain of segregation for the mistreatment in the South to be seen by the entire world. He pushed back against unfair voting laws. He pulled down Supreme Court decisions of division and stood against barking dogs and fire hoses. To be clear, it was not an event, it was a movement. It was protest, legal challenges, civil disobedience, and boycotts, stretching every part of the American body politic all at the same time, because he knew stagnation would be the death of us. I rise this morning because we as a people have become lethargic, sluggish, and sedentary, because we've been sitting so long in comfortability that we no longer feel inclined to make a move. You are in such a rush to go to brunch, to go play golf, to binge watch on Netflix, that making a move is no longer even entertained in your subconscious. ICE in Minneapolis has killed an innocent woman named Renee Macklin Good. And as of this hour, the officer will face no penalty. We're going to have to make a move. An ICE agent threw tear gas in a car full of black children, some of whom are in ICU in this moment. Just this week, one ICE agent has been charged with SAing a detainee because it was the only way he would allow her to get visits. 1,000 more agents are headed to Minneapolis this week, not even realizing, ladies and gentlemen, that ICE is now the new slave patrol. The Klan no longer wears hoods, they now wear masks. They are no longer volunteers, they're being paid to oppress brown and black people. The budget for ICE must be frozen immediately. If it's in Minneapolis today, it'll be in Marietta tomorrow. If you don't say anything, racism and bigotry will continue to wield its head. But I'm so glad there's some witnesses in the building that understand I cannot sit still when other people are being marginalized. Donald Trump said civil rights has made white men get treated poorly. If they getting treated poorly, then black people are below welfare. They want to go door to door and arrest people with no warrants and no probable cause, and all while he has named himself as the acting president of Venezuela. He's asking Jamaicans and Haitians to self-deport, but has said nothing about illegal Germans and Italians and Swedes because they believe, here it is, that if you are black or brown, you are illegal, but if you are European, then you are permissible. Ladies and gentlemen, the cost of living is skyrocketing. Upcoming elections are being questioned. And military leaders who speak up for accountability are having their pensions being cut. We need a movement.
The information provided by the speakers and/or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
I started to run when I scope out my country. I walk by a gun, ole, 'cause that is what they promise we. A lot's going on in this sun, so I come here to bring wisdom, so we don't burn up. We lovely society. A new government has the assignment to put we country into alignment. But every time they read us with their ego, it's the vulnerable who feeling that blow. Lord, is it ignorance or is it arrogance? I don't know what to call it in this instance. Look at paradise right in front we eyes, but we still want to talk about who we despise.
Tell me where else can we go?
If we start to mash up the good things we know.
Tell me where else can we go?
If we treat we traditions like a papi show, you could fix everything on we island. Put gunships on we back like a tyrant. You could put 10 radars all up Scarborough. But don't forget,
this is Trinidad.
We love we freedom, and every citizen will agree that no oppression will be accepted by our Trini. We come from long days on the ground, to be a financial donkey. Cause every day we see a new taxation that causing a new kind of sufferation. And when you don't create that irritation, you send police to fix with desperation. Lord, where's the common sense? Where's the true intent to make you think oppression is relevant? Don't be shocked, my friend, when we start to bend and you see them placards in front of the parliament.
Tell me where else can we go?
If we little children are not free to grow.
Tell me where else can we go?
If they try to ban the words in the calypso, you could try to stop social media or the taping of police murders. You could rewrite a bill like this also. But don't forget, this is Trinidad. Take one and look around. Even lingo and all could see confusions in tongue. And it's affecting everybody. Politicians and Facebook trolls. Even Kaisonians lost their role. The world's upside down. And I'm worried for my country. Cause every day I see victimization, racial and social aberration. We saying is love need to go wrong, but we spreading this thing like a toxin. Man, things getting so tense. Some can't pay their rent, and the effect of this feeling permanent. But what scares me though, just so that you know, is the money we about to borrow.
Tell me where else can we go?
If the IMF start to pull we toe.
Tell me where else can we go?
If we toilet paper start to run too low, you could stress out the CPEP worker. Take a fool and make him a leader. You could change every board cause it's your show. But don't forget, this is Trinidad. I know it's good intentions. We Prime Minister have for we, but brutal measures would only cause rebellion in TNT, like what caused Cambule in times of old. And it's so the story unfold. It's that rebellion that give we people identity. So careful how you deal with we intellect, cause DNA remembers every aspect. Not every time we cry it's just politics. Your mind could start to play you some dirty tricks. Look, remember that honor comes before minister, and that's why we give you so much power. So don't let us down and don't let us frown. We need to see our 360 turn around.
Tell me where else can we go?
If your promises start to look untrue,
Tell me where else can we go?
if your own voters losing trust in you, you could do what you want with what intent. You could bar talk the independent bench. You could change the country that we once know. But don't forget, this is Trinidad.
Information provided by the speakers and or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, constructive talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
phenomenon. With serious issues, mankind choose to fool around. Then they go find out, facing real consequences, that when you play dotish games, you win foolish prizes. The mighty US of A, look how them in disarray, because they forget the first dose of MAGA madness. So with the short-term memory, they welcome back Donald T to give that fascist a second term in office. But after they take the bait and they realize where's the fate, enough of them want to change the vote, but it is too late. You see the FA, FO, I see the FA, now they go FO. Plenty immigrants made their choice. Uncle Donald they supporting, but he put their support on ice and themselves he start deporting. FA, FO, I said the FA, now they go FO. But now Donald breaks in because it now so keen. He naming the Epstein files, so they now studying like they're voting a presidential pedophile. FA, FO, I said the FA. Now they go FO. You see when you're F wrong, there's no doubt. Even Uncle Sam will find out that what's sour in Bam Bam starts sweet in the mouth. When you shout FA, FO, I tell you that is the call. Oh, say, can you see? You see the call? Come in. Trinidadian love all fours, you know that is the truth. So when America trump, we just follow suit. If them MAGA morons is America's concern, well, we present government is easily the clones. From 2010 to 15, the tenure was so obscene, scandalize the land and destroy we economy. What? Like we missed the free-for-all, incompetence and bubble. So we bring them back to finish mash up the country. And as they assume their roles, I set a square peg in wrong holes. Now plenty people who help them win at the polls. Feel the FA, FO. They say the FA, now they go FO. The two worst Alexanders in the world and team make ministers. One is a racist troll and one need a West Indian first primer. FA, FO. I said the FA, now we go FO. Meanwhile, Tanti setting up TNT in people worship where we in place. She should have let the Yankee army plant the red eye in Shipping Palace. FA, FO. I said the FA, now she go FO. You see when you're F wrong, there's no doubt. Persona non grata must find out that what's sour in Bam Bam starts sweet in she mouth. Sing it out. FA, FO. Tell them that is, tell them that is the call. Cause when code yellow wins, corruption begins. Where's the real code? Let me talk to the doc. Doc, you had the mandate of most of the electorate, not to mention the support of your party base. Somehow you took that to mean you could manipulate and dictate the decision of who should take your place. And because you were the top dog, you move like an overlord. You find when you tell them jump, they should have asked how high. You set out to sway the vote, offer up a young scapegoat to just get a kobo sweat after you say bye-bye. You delay party convention, play with party constitution, and figure you could have gerrymander the outcome. But your FA, FO, got your FA, and then your FO. You chain up the young man for truth to snap the election fingers fast. Although every poll warn you that would have be a shortcut as FA, FO, got your FA, now all of we FO. So for your voters who stayed away, you certainly have a part to play. But they feel like they get betrayed, like it has snake in the valleys. FA, FO, I say your FA, now all of we FO. You see when you're F wrong without doubt, even strong leaders find out that hot so wine, bam bam start sweet in the mouth. When you shout F-A-F-O, and that is, tell them that is the code. So let's do this. Let's do this. Red and ready to oppose. Give me a F. Give me a F.
Hey, good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Good evening to those of you locked on to Constructive Talk with me. Yeah, Pastor Google. I am on this evening and I am expecting a guest on with me in a short. So I really want you all to be a part of this program this evening. Now, for me, I am just going to be, I will ask my questions. Yes, I will ask questions, but I'm being real here. You see, this evening is a learning evening for me. I'm going to be listening. I will ask questions, yes, but I will be listening more because I think that there is a lot more to be learned this evening by listening to this evening's program. So I'm trying to get in contact with my guests. I am calling, but I'm not getting any response just yet. I would have spoken to her earlier, and yes, she would have indicated that she would come on and spend some time with us, educating us and informing us about some of the issues that is facing them. So again, if she's listening, I am trying my best to call, but I'm not getting through. I don't know why. I'm trying, you know. So, all right. So again, I'm gonna try and call again and see if there's a technical issue. You know, all you know how did us do it on this program, right? You all know that anytime I have a guest coming on, a hard-hitting guest coming on, you know, like the cybercrime unit just try to, I don't know what they just try to do, but trying one more time with my guest and see what would take place this evening. So bear with me, Trinidad and Tobago, as I try to get my guest back on, see if I can get my guest on. All right. So in the meantime, take a listen to this.
Worried and I'm feeling the pain. My faith's been tested time and time again. Oh, but my spirit is determined to believe and to overcome life trials that seem to never done. But still, I kneel before you with a praying song. Lord, I come to pray for the strength and the faith that's required. Amen. I pray for my people to not lose their fire. Suffering in silence. Grant them wisdom, cures, clarity and guidance. I pray for the young and I pray for the old. Cover their minds, Lord, don't let them lose control. Though we stand in sin, no transgressions are many. Thank God for the life that He gave me. To all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate and no time to separate. I'm calling on the prayer warriors in the country. Come for Tobago need we, cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need.
All right, so the blessing come true. the blessing come true. Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am really happy to have you on this evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'm really, really happy to have you on. You know, the only thing I don't have is a picture of you. Is a picture of you to put on alongside me so that people would know who I have on the phone line. You know, that kind of thing. If you
once you Google it, man, just Google and you'll see many images coming up.
I hear you, madam. I hear you. I want you to introduce yourself to Trinidad and Tobago and by extension the world. And as I told you earlier on, we are connected to a radio station in the UK, and we also have our listeners in the US who are always tuned in and locked on to this platform. All right, this platform. This platform. Trust me. You think CNC3 and them big? We they did a survey the other day, and I was supposed to show my viewers and listeners it. A survey was done the other day, and the 5th most listened to YouTube channel for current affairs and issues and things that are happening in Trinidad and Tobago is this platform.
Wow. Well, that's good. That's good because some of the issues that are happening locally, we need to have it out there. We need to place it out there because what is really happening. Well, let me just rewind a little bit. Sorry about that. So let me take the opportunity to say a pleasant good night to all your listening audience locally and abroad. Well, you say you have persons in the UK. Big up to my family in the UK, way down in Surrey, as well as I have family in the US. Right. So a pleasant good night to the listening audience, also to my comrades of the Communication Workers Union, who I share the link with, and they are online as well giving support. So a pleasant good night. Well, my name is Joanne Ogeer. I am a trade union activist hailing from Trinidad, affiliated to the Communication Workers Union, a union which is older than the nation's independence. We were birthed, let me say that, July 1953. And what we have continued to indicate out there to our members, and we are proud, is something that we fought hard for, and that is our independence. So if you are following the politics right now, you would see that I just took over from my successor in office, formerly Comrade Clyde Elder. He is now a minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities. I served with Comrade Elder as his president for 3 years, from 2020 to 2023. I came into the union's executive in 2014 as its deputy treasurer, the vice president from 2017 to 2020, and history was made in the Communication Workers Union when they had their first female president, and that history started with me there. That is when I served with Comrade Elder. And then Comrade Elder left the organization in 2023, and he went on to his passion of having to handle industrial relations matters, as a consultant. Well, now fast forward to that, he's now in the government, and I have taken over from him as the Secretary General. Again, the first woman in the movement. You know, They always say trade union work is a man's world, but I beg to differ because I believe that women belong in all places where decisions are made, But right now, what most persons are seeing is the union, the Communication Workers Union, being very vocal in a time where we are seeing a lot of silence. You're not seeing anyone, you're not hearing anyone. And when I say anyone, I'm talking about active trade union members in Trinidad. And, we are being scolded right now as being a PNM union. And these UNC trolls are coming out and beating us because we are speaking up against the government. And I want to just take this opportunity to remind Trinidad and Tobago, we came out very early and we distanced ourselves from the election.
Right.
We indicated that we will not be part of the coalition of interests. Not because we hate the UNC or we have anything personal against the UNC, but we believe in being independent to call any party to account. That is, if the PNM, and people could repeat, if people are being fair, they could recall, we beat the PNM when they were in office. We, as a matter of fact, we called them out. They were always anti-union. Marvin Gonzalez, and I like to speak about him because what he is doing now, a lot of them, he, Brian Manning, a lot of them, they're coming out here and they are trying to play that they are so worker-oriented and worker-conscious. But when they were there, Petrotrin shut down. Now, I mean, a lot of persons saying Petrotrin was supposed to shut down. I will never say that. I will never say that because anytime you separate persons and you take bread out of their mouth, that is an indictment on workers, right? There could have been a lot of things, but I am not there. I'm not here tonight to speak about Petrotrin. I am here tonight to let the country know, and well, the local listeners, especially if we have a lot of them on, for them to understand what this union is about. This union is not about beating the UNC because we are the PNM. We are a PNM union. As a matter of fact, under the PNM, they attempted to decertify this union. So why will we want to be in the PNM's pocket? I am calling out right now. Persons would see what is going on in the public domain. We have seen an executive retreat for TSTT. We have heard, and I want to use the word allegedly because, you know, a lot of them quick to send pre-action protocol letters for you, right? So there's a tale of two realities. And this is executive retreat and worker restraint. And you see, it is instructive to say, we have to now look at these executive indulgence and worker sacrifice. TSTT workers are working on 2019 salaries. We have a collective bargaining period for 2020 to 2022, 2023 to 2025. TSTT restructured their organization twice, in 2018 and 2022. At both instances, or in both instances, this wicked and oppressive company indicated to the union they could not continue in the manner in which they were going because of the high personal cost. All right. They met with the union. We never agreed. We never agreed to any restructuring. However, they said they have to do it because they were running at a loss. Who felt the burden of adjustment? Bargaining unit staff, unionized workers. However, now in 2025, what we are seeing, TSTT has now increased the executive management of the company. And what you think going back up? Personnel costs, because the executives don't work for the money that junior and senior staff work for. They work probably about twice or three times that. So isn't the personnel cost going up? Yeah. What is the rationale and justification for this increase? And you are coming to tell workers, just like when ex-Prime Minister Rowley told persons tighten the belt, TSTT is talking about austerity measures. They are cutting budgets for staff. The buildings are run down. You would feel shame as a TSTT employee to walk through some of the buildings where workers have to work. No AC, mold, mildew. Look at the exchange, and as being specific to exchanges, if you drive through Trinidad, you would see the buildings, they're mossy. They don't have proper lighting fixtures. Technicians have to go into these places to work. Some of these things we have been raising with safety. We have a lot of issues. Staff morale is at its lowest. And this company came to the union in a time when they are saying they have cash flow problems. And let me tell you this, where the company is saying they have cash flow problems, the union asking them, how long has this cash flow problem existed? What are you all doing to change it? What type of revenue, what type of new business the company is trying to generate to get cash flow? If you talk to any customer in Trinidad and Tobago with a TSTT service, I am how to say this, boy? I am so loyal to TSTT. I tell persons who have a Digicel phone, call me from the TSTT phone. Now I just answer all the calls because sometimes I have workers that I have to answer on a Digicel phone. Yeah. But TSTT, they're losing customers every day. You close down one set of public offices throughout the country, sorry. Persons catching their tail to pay their bills. The service down. They're billing you for stuff. You're asking to be disconnected this month, and 3 months after, you're still getting bills. You have nobody to go and query your bills to, right? The company just they're not even able to give you a frictionless customer experience. All of these things we have been speaking about. Customers are frustrated. They're spending money on every living thing except what matters. And we are saying, we believe TSTT is the government's purse. Look at what is going on now. Every government function, look at it. Be mobile in it. Be mobile is in it. They're spending on. I congratulated Marshall Montano. He's the greatest of all time. That's a fact. But they have now invested in a partnership with Marshall Montano. And I could understand the marketing practice and why they would want to do that. But I'm asking, what is the returns are you looking for? What is the projected returns are they looking for? You sign up, young brother, Nyla Blackman, Iowa George. I think they have Rome. I saw they had something on Life is On with Kess. All this money that you all are spending on marketing. We have no issue with you spending on marketing, but these marketing initiatives or spend at least supposed to be tiered and measured and examine what are the returns. You are telling us that you are giving workers, this is what TSTT is offering workers, $15,000, a one-time payment, no retroactive payment, what we call back pay in local parlance. That would mean no increase in salary. That would mean no increase in your pensions. Nothing. So retrench workers, and this is what we believe, the union believe at this point in time. What is holding back the negotiations is TSTT have already calculated what is the retroactive payment for the retrenched workers of 2022. And we told them we didn't send them home. We didn't send them home. So if you send them home and you know that there's a negotiating period or a collective bargaining period that is outstanding for these workers, at some point in time, you must know these talks would commence and they would have to conclude. And based on the concluding these talks, there must be a recalculation of severance. But they are trying to circumvent this payment by stalling the negotiations. And we told them outright, you cannot tell us you don't have money and you are spending like this. We have no issue with board retreats. I made that lucidly clear today. The Communication Workers Union, we had a board retreat. We went to Tobago and we funded our food and entertainment. And as a matter of fact, our entertainment, we went to no man's land, but every single board officer paid. And we just went, look at the quarrels, and we came back. We didn't even partake with alcohol, but then that's our next story. But I'm saying all of that to say we are not frowning upon executive retreats. They are important for governance structure and strategic planning for any organization. But what we have seen over the last couple of days is frolicking, is corporate shaming, is abuse of power and position. And in local parlance, we call it never see come see behavior. Because why would, and let me just say this, someone approached the union to remove a particular video that has been circulating. And we are reliably informed that TSTT executives came onto another boat where you were seeing some young ladies enjoying themselves. Right. But these young ladies were enjoying themselves on their time, right, in their space. And TSTT came on the boat. So I'm asking, what did you all come on that boat for? What did you all come on that boat for? And you all seemed very casual sitting down there, liming, having a beverage. Why is it in a time where we have an acting CEO? Why is it if you are looking at changing the course of the way workers would look, and workers are looking up to you to say, okay, you are the new man in the seat. Why wasn't there a video or a picture, I'm just saying, that you would share to your staff to show that you are in a boardroom with a whiteboard, showing a strategic plan, showing some type of, ideas where you would want to project TSTT. Where do you want to see TSTT in the next 3 to 5 years? No, but it is alleged that you rented no man's land. and you lighten, alleged again. Well, we saw them lighting the bonfire, and it seemed to be business as usual, because we got copies of invoices, and I mean, I've been saying it in the public. And what is even worrying is TSTT is now saying that the invoices are inflated. And okay, if they choose to say that, no problem. But what we are saying is, at the end of the day, are you saying that you all had an invoice, you all went to a retreat, you all didn't make any payment? I'm just asking. Didn't the vendor follow up with you all for payment? At any point in time, did the vendor ask for payment? And these are questions that I'm asking. But now they are saying that it was inflated by how much ever percent. And we are saying outright, we do not believe that. We believe that they are ashamed, and this is damage control. And they are saying they are threatening legal action against the Guardian, etc., etc. But what we are saying is the bigger picture is the principle. Is the principle behind it. You could spend, but the exorbitant price behind this speaks volume. It doesn't show positive leadership. There's a gap in how you would want to portray to your workers. You shouldn't get this, but we are entitled to this sense of entitlement, and that is something what is troubling workers right now.
Okay.
And we can't just really sit there and just take that. So we are continuing our action, and we are going to expose, because you can't say everything one time.
Yeah.
And I believe timing is everything. So we would be stepping up our action, and we need to expose them, because workers, and let me just say this quickly, workers in TSTT, since this retrenchment, have been doing 2 and 3 and 4 jobs. We have no job evaluation. They have sent home all the persons with institutional knowledge. We have an aged workforce. Attrition, every month, someone is going home. They're not backfilling positions. No room for growth and development in the company. We have persons sitting in the company with degrees, masters, doctorates. There's no manpower audit. There's no movement and mobility for workers. And we are seeing, even now, we have a chief executive officer position. I am seeing they're sending home persons all over, and they're advertising these positions. Why is the TSTT CEO position not advertised? Is it locked? Is it locked? Because we believe, and I need to say this, we believe that the acting CEO's position is a political appointed position, because you remove the former CEO and you place the CEO here, and we believe he's a placement holder to serve the government's agenda. And if they believe that because we are in a SOE, we will be afraid to say certain things and do certain things well within the ambit of the law, let me say that we will continue to bring this to the fore. It cannot go dead, because this is taxpayers' money. These frolicking exercises are taxpayers' money, and we are telling the public, stop looking at TSTT workers as greedy workers and we only clamoring for money. That is not the case. The union has a role, and we have continuously supported the company to become and to remain viable. But it cannot be where we have to always be doing the work. We are the engine room while they are the policy makers, but we cannot continue to just sit there idly by working on all salaries, and we are seeing them at the top shaving off the cream. So let me just pause there. I don't want to talk out your show. Let me just pause there, and I'll pass back to you.
All right. So you said some you made some statements earlier on that I just wanted to highlight or touch on. But before I even do that, I want to play a news clip that was highlighted this evening on CNC3. So I'm going to do that, and when I do that, I'm going to come back and we'll get into some of the things that you would have highlighted within your discourse earlier on. All right. So those of you on the live, and I don't know if you're seeing the live, but the numbers are building as you can continue the conversation. We're reaching up to 400. Well, we have 750 persons really looking at the live. So we're going to go on. Let me play this video, and then I'm going to come back and have a discourse with you about some of the things that you highlighted.
The Communication Workers Union is threatening to release files in the coming weeks as it seeks to escalate claims of financial mismanagement, political interference, and poor treatment of TSTT workers.
The union criticized the majority state-owned agency's 3-day board retreat in Tobago, calling it a waste of taxpayer money while employees, both retrenched and active, struggle to make ends meet. During a protest outside TSTT's Port of Spain headquarters, CWU General Secretary Joanne Ogeer said the union will disclose more documents in 3 weeks to show additional breaches at the company.
And I want to put the government on notice. In 3 weeks, the Communication Workers Union will bust more files, and I want Barry Padarat to rubbish the claims of the union. As he liked to say, he rubbish the claims. We saw it, political interference. He fired Kent Weston, and Kent Weston is not, I'm not defending Kent Weston, he's not my friend. But we are on a principle-based position. You fire Kent Weston, or you give him a golden handshake to go.
She accused the company, led by acting CEO Keno Cox and Chairman Kern Das, of offering retrenched and active employees $15,000 one-off payments with no back pay, pension increases, or salary adjustments. The CWU leader called on government officials, including Line Minister Barry Padarat and former union leader Clyde Elder, now in office, to provide transparency. Ogeer vowed that the union would continue exposing alleged mismanagement.
TSTT is the new NGC of 2026. And you know what we see now? Barry Padarat, when he was in the opposition as the shadow MP, he was the baddest thing in the parliament. You want intel from the union, you want to mash up the PNM government. And let me say this, for those who say the Communication Workers Union is a PNM government, waste for them too. Because Marvin Gonzalez sat in the chair and he jumped out of himself talking now about what happened in TSTT. When you were there, you did nothing. When the union wrote to you, what did you say? You know what he told Elder, who is now a minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities, who all of a sudden his famous comment now is no comment. No comment.
Political scientist Dr. Bishnu Raghunath said the Minister of Public Utilities should not bear the brunt of criticism over the issue, stressing that the board is responsible for management decisions and approvals.
He noted that retreats are not unusual, but said spending must be justified, especially if executives may leave their positions shortly after. Political analyst Dr. Winford James added that while accountability is important, the optics of such spending during a period of austerity raises questions.
So to come in the news.
Story today, we asked, do you think TNT will benefit from the Prime Minister's participation in the Shield of Americas? The Communication Workers Union is threatening.
All right, so I just played the clip, the news item,
Yes.
From CNC3 this evening, where you would have made your statements and you made it very strong, confident. And for me, I respect that. I would have had here on my program another union leader, female from San Fernando. She's in charge of the city corporation workers in San Fernando. And she also...
Sister Debik.
Yes, Sister Debik. And she would have also given some strong statements concerning monies owed to them. Right,
yes.
that was signed off and agreed to, and the CPO would have brought it to the minister's attention. I just recapping it a little to bring a little justification to what you were saying, that the minister back then they would have signed off on the money, and the CPO would have told the new minister about it. The new minister in his budget response would have said, yes, hey, teachers and the San Fernando City Corporation workers, trust me, you all are going to get your money. Well, now for them to get their money, they can't get their money. So I understand your plight, and I understand as a woman, you felt as you have to massage your way through, because as you said, union leaders were always perceived to be male dominated, and they're the only ones who can really fight. But you have now draw the line in the sand and saying, here what? I am standing up for my workers, my comrades, and making sure that they get their bread butter. Right?
Correct.
My concerns, I have a few concerns. One, we have been hearing, we see it, we watching it, we are concerned. You draw reference to something that happened in 2010, which is everybody who was around in 2010 knew about NGC being a feeding cow. Being truthful, reality, they were the feeding cow to anybody who wanted something done. So all the recreation grounds up to today, if you go to Gasparilla, Lumsden, you'll see a big billboard put up where NGC was the one that would have done over the basketball court, the football ground, the stands and everything. NGC was.
And you know that's where I born and grow,
in Gasparilla.
What do you mean?
In Lumsden.
Oh, just up Bonaventure Main Road, Happy Hill.
Nah, man.
I'm telling you. That's my hometown.
I's a Lumsden boy, you know.
All right.
But there's a conversation for another time. You just pique the interest there, but yeah. That's home, you know. That's where I believe I get my vibes and my energy from. But anyway, I learned to play basketball from a man named Ayo.
Okay, yeah.
Okay then. Well, right. Well, you know, hear me talking about Ayo and them, then you know I ain't playing games. I ain't saying from there. I ain't know what I'm talking about. So the reality of it is that when you look, so we know what happened in 2010 with NGC, and you're watching and you're seeing what is happening with TSTT. No, this is my thing, right? In the flip, we calling it as it is. You don't have to join me in this one, but I'm just sharing some information because the listeners and they would try to put the puzzle together, and I put the puzzle together for them. So when Miss Joanne talk about, she draw the comparison. You don't answer. You don't say nothing. Let me see why you gonna answer here. When Miss Joanne draw the comparison with NGC and TSTT now, the Flavor Village was a feeding cow. TSTT was the feeding cow for Flavor Village. Don't say nothing, Miss Joanne. You see what happened at you see where all them concert and people went for free? That's what Miss Joanne talking about. She talking about when the minister sit down and she say, he doing it for free. But then you see him come and he doing a press conference and he's saying, well, me ain't get paid yet. And I'm an ambassador for this brand, feeding cow. That's what she talking about. So when you all thought that it was, well, it may come off from the treasury now, or the minister was budgeted, that was in the budget. It was budgeted for. No, it wasn't budgeted for. They use a brand to pay them. But you know what? That brand that they used to pay them, the workers still haven't been properly compensated or being paid properly and being sent home. Make it make sense. It's not making sense. It's not making sense that people still in acting position, not being properly compensated for their work, but the company sponsoring Flavor Village. When, as she rightfully said, she don't have a problem with the company sponsoring the culture and being a part of the culture and branding the culture. She don't have a problem with that. What she has a problem with is balance the scale. So it's like a man seeing about an outside woman who he just having a fling with because they're not going to be together for long because Flavor Village closed up. So he spent all the money on that woman, but the woman who really making the money for him to spend on that outside woman ain't getting proper treatment home. Miss Joanna, right or wrong?
Properly well right. Go to the front of the class.
That's what we have a problem with. The equity in the country, the scale not balancing. It's not making sense. And then you want the best out of the workers. You know what? That's one of the things that has upset me. Is that you're ready to ridicule, pull down, destroy, get rid of. Okay, you're not carrying out my agenda. I'll get rid of you. All right, you agree with them? Okay, I'll watch you with a fork eye. And within the system and the company, you're not getting proper production. People, internet service poor. You understand? You know. So I don't want to override Miss Joanne's my guest here this evening. But the reality of it is that as you said today, via CNC3 Guardian, when you're outside of the house, you could dictate how the house should be run. You have the most to say about the house. You could tell them, hey, that foundation only putting on there ain't making sense. Because, as you rightfully say, when people information was leaked, that man who was in opposition had the most to say. Right, freedom of information. How it is. People information getting leaked. What is going on with this, that? Huh? But no, you in charge of the house. You hear what the political analysts will say? Well, the minister really shouldn't have to answer for what the board. Hey, I was a board member, so I could tell you, the board follows the dictates of the minister. If the minister say, Joanna to X, Y, and Z, because the minister has the policy of the government. And the minister then shares the policy of the government with the board. The board then has to fulfill the policy of the government. The board don't go there to do their own thing. So I remember we have to put a strategic plan together. So the board has to sit down and plan a strategic way of how the company would move forward. Why? Because the minister said, hey, I want you all to come with a strategic plan. So don't give me that nonsense. But it's not the minister, and it's not the minister, and it's not the minister. Oh, please. Leave me alone with that. But you made a statement that is worrying to me, Miss Joanne. You said that the role of the CEO, it appears, it is coming across as if the CEO is somewhat not somebody who may just have the best interests of the company, but may just be a political appointee to follow or to carry out a specific agenda. Now that is worrying.
Let me run with that. And I want to tell the persons listening, I want to be very clear in what I am saying. When we looked under Lisa Agard, was the former CEO, right? We saw persons in the opposition speaking about performance appraisals, something that's supposed to be confidential, of persons, and this person is the same Kent Weston. And follow me, they said he wasn't performing. Somebody was leaking information, but it wasn't a problem then because Barry Padarat was in opposition, right? Saying this now to say, you have placed Keno Cox in the position, and I want the minister, he's truthful to himself, to really say what was the criteria to select Keno Cox. How much performance appraisals did Keno Cox pass, and how much did he fail? When he was the vice president, GM, or whatever, because you know they have a lot of big titles. When he was in charge of emerging services, there is a particular service, Parler and e-wallet. Ask me how much money in the wallet. Ask me what's going on with Parler. How much money did they spend to develop these programs or initiatives? And tell me, what were his KPIs? How much did he produce? What new business did he bring to TSTT under emergent services? He was in procurement before. And you are trying to tell me a person, and it's no secret, because if we were to have any one of the former CEOs on the call tonight, they would agree with me. He's a low performer. But again, we don't know. Somebody wanted the chair because, it's no secret. I was happy. I was happy to see people voted for change. I was expecting change. It's too early for this kind of change. But the UNC now is in office. Barry Padarat moved from shadow to minister. He placed financiers and gave them board appointments, right? And I wouldn't want to delve too much in that. Mm-hmm. But first could Google their names and they could look at their backgrounds and know. Let me make it make sense, right? Let me make it make sense. But you come now to put this non-performer in the seat because we don't know probably what deal was cut probably for him to get the work, right? And he is serving the government's agenda because you cannot tell me he has been in the position for approximately 7 or 8 months and tell me what initiative outside of the laptop initiative that Keno Cox could say TSTT has moved in a strategic direction from the time he assumed office of CEO. We want to ask the government, tell us about the procurement process for that laptop initiative. You spoke about flavor. We could go more than flavor, Let me just say, when you had the FLIP program, where they chartered a plane to bring persons from Tobago, and they went in the diplomatic center, what happened there? Nyla Blackman performed, Young Brother performed. Did them, TSTT or the government? These endorsees have a contract where they have a certain number of performances, and they were well maxed out of their performances. Oh. But if the government they had to come back perform, right. Government tell you can't tell the Prime Minister no. Right. So I'm saying all of that to say, look at it. TSTT was most present. TSTT continues to be in the heart and center of everything. When they had a function, something in the children's hospital, when the Prime Minister flick on the Tree of Life, what you saw? Be mobile. What Be Mobile doing in that? What Be Mobile was doing in that? How much did it cost the company? What did it cost the company? And that is when I draw the nexus to say, TSTT is the new NGC of 2026. Every single thing a Be Mobile rag in their hand. Everywhere they go, Be Mobile sponsoring this, Be Mobile sponsoring that. Diwali Nagar, Be Mobile give out this. In Diwali Nagar, Barry Padarat announced his choice of a new endorsee, a very talented young East Indian girl from South. Very talented. Very, very talented. But again, we don't have money and you're adding endorsees. You're not reducing it, you're adding. We make it, you said it correct, make it make sense. While workers are looking on, customers cannot get good customer service. We are losing customers every single day, and we are not injecting in cost and a frictionless customer experience. What we are investing in is ensuring our brand remains alive. Life is on. I want persons to go on Be Mobile Life is on Instagram page and ask Barry Padarat, ask Keno Cox, why is there a particular news anchor, if that's what they call them, reading news on TTT or reading news for TTT? She's doing consultancy work. Life is on. Why? I want to ask the company, how many consultants have you in TSTT? What is the wage bill for these consultants? What are the returns from these consultants? These are the questions that we need to ask. Mobile. Why in 2026 you could still be driving from Point Fortin to Port of Spain, and every time you reach C3, you're cut off. When you reach Gasparilla, you're cut off. When you reach Forest Park, you're cut off. Or what we call Indian Trail, you're cutting off. When you reach Chase Village, you have a little dip there. When you reach Monroe Road, you have a dip in 2026. And we talking about we ready. We want to push off competition, and we talking about customer loyalty and customer retention. But you all spending on everything while customers giving up service every single day. But the bigger picture, and persons need to look at it. TSTT, and this is something that the union keep beating outside, but you see, when persons don't understand the optics and the value in the union's contribution, they are open, well respected. I could respect that, but they are well poised to make their own assumptions. But they have to understand the purpose of the noise the union is making. Amplia Communications. And I want to go there because Amplia is a wholly owned subsidiary of TSTT. They retrench workers in TSTT. You know, one set of workers, and I say in one set, because I want them I say what is not true. One set of workers in Amplia are ex-TSTT employees doing the same job in Amplia that they were retrenched in TSTT doing. Make it make sense. They are working for less or half of the salaries in Amplia. And you know what the company is doing? They're going at all lengths and breadths to block the union from having a conversation about getting successorship in Amplia. If you are a wholly owned subsidiary of TSTT, why it is the Communication Workers Union cannot get recognized majority union status in Amplia? They're doing the same jobs. And TSTT is saying, talk to me about TSTT. Don't talk to me about Amplia. Or they can't talk to me about Amplia. But you are a wholly owned subsidiary of TSTT. They've taken advantage of Amplia workers. And we are telling Amplia workers, you know, it is your right to join a trade union, because they are being told, don't join the union. Don't join the union.
Wow.
And that is your right. That is your right under the Industrial Relations Act. That is your right under the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago. No worker, go and read the IRA. No employer should debar any worker from being a member or not being a member. So it's your right not to join, and it's your right to join. But that is something that is going on in this country. You understand? And they're licking up the trade union movement, because at the end of the day, these companies with deep pockets, and let me tell you something, they're looking at the deafening silence of the trade union movement. And that is something we came out and spoke, you know. And people need to stop mudslinging and saying every time you oppose something wrong that the government of the day, whether it's the PNM or the UNC, stop mudslinging unions, tying them to a PNM union. Stop doing it, because we continue to beat both of them.
So, but you know what I have recognized, right? This is me looking in. We see where the nurses,
yes.
What's his name again?
Edie
Stewart is coming out, right? The teachers are coming out. Now, I remember from day one, teachers and them said, under the former union man, what's his name?
Yeah.
Martin Lumpkin said, hey, we are apolitical. We don't know part of all the politics and all of these kind of things. When it was Labor Day in Faizabad, when they were doing all the thing and the drama and the whatever, Lumpkin said, hey, you see that all they doing there? I am not a part of that. I come out of respect for the trade union movement and what we stand for. But I am not standing with you guys with this that only on. He made it very clear. A politician, a senator, an independent opposition senator at the point in time told him, he said, oh, you don't want to join? Well, we will make sure that you lose your election. And when he lost, he said to him, he did a live, the opposition senator did a live and said, well, you didn't want to join with us, well, you're gone. And we want to see now what you will do. And I looked at that and I shook my head. I said, right, that's where it's going. I remember people keep saying in PSA, there were members of the PSA who kept saying that we are apolitical. We don't want the union join up with no political party or entity. May it be PNM, UNC, ILP, COP. We don't want no kind of alliance.
Yeah.
But you see, Mr. Edith Stewart made a statement, just like as you saying it. And, you know, as a man of God, I believe in God's word. And you know, God says, the Bible says, out of 2 or 3 witnesses, let a truth be established. Mr. Edith Stewart, without even consulting with you, made a statement at evening. He said, is it because we did not align ourselves with this government why they are treating us like this? The tutor president said the same thing. He said, is it because we did not align ourselves with you all and we signed for 5%? You all are treating us like this? Now I'm hearing you asking the same question. So is it that we are to, if we as citizens are to look at what is going on, the people who are aligning themselves with this government, it appears as though they're getting through, but they ain't getting through. I'm telling you, you don't have to say nothing.
Everybody not winning.
No, you don't say nothing. They are your comrade. Don't say anything, please, because I don't want you to get yourself in problems. You stay quiet.
I'm not saying against them, you know. I just saying not everybody winning.
No, because the same people I am hearing now, where the CPO is saying, hey, to expect no cash or no dollars for your back pay again, you know. We give only a little something for Christmas. But the reality of it is that moving forward, the rest of money or the rest of payment had to be in bonds or something. It ain't going to be in cash. We don't have it. And I am saying that people sign off for the 4% and the 5% and they can't get it. I just want you to share with the listeners, because the live billing, we reach 602 people coming on to hear what you have to say. I want you, I know you would have said some things about it, but how is the negotiations going? You all are at the bargaining table. You all have reached a consensus. What are they saying to you? Because they handle flavor. All the artists getting their money. All the artists at Flavor Village was handled. The question tonight is, the people who making the money to handle the flavor want to know, when are they going to get handled? So tell us about that.
So we believe that 0% is not an offer. 0 is not an offer.
Wait, don't do that. No, don't do that. No, Miss Joanne. Listen. Sorry, no, Miss Joanne, stop. Miss Joanne, stop. Don't do me that. Don't do me that. Please. No, you will make tears come to my eye. Don't do me that.
But that's what you're doing.
No, don't do me that.
The union sent a proposal in. The company sent their response or their counter proposal as 0, 0, 0, no consolidation of COLA. And to be clear, this is for 2020 to 2022. The union would have posited to the company that we are already in an extended period of bargaining. We are in 2025 at the point in time. So we met twice last year. The latter date would have been around December the 16th, 2025. So we said, let us try to negotiate to bring negotiations current. Right? They said 0, 0, 0, no consolidation of COLA. And for 23 to 25, here's what their counter proposal is. To be discussed. That is how disrespectful TSTT is. To be discussed. So we sent you a proposal. We sent you something. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying this is exactly what we sent. I'm just saying, if we sent in a proposal 222, they send back, their counter is to be discussed. TSTT came when we went back to the table. They said, and this is what they keep doing, they keep shifting the goalposts. So what they did, they said, here what? We have to go to the board to get an approval for a budgetary allocation. When they went to the board, apparently, I don't know if the board doesn't understand, because I feel sorry for them. It's a set of newbies they brought here, and if you go to check their background, they don't understand what is going on in TSTT, right? So I'm saying all of that to say, up to this day, they went to the board twice for a budgetary allocation, and not one response or a confirmed response coming from the Vice President of Corporate Services and HR, Roshan Babwa, who is responsible, and he sits in the negotiations. They cannot come. Then they came now and say cash flow problems. So because we have cash flow problems, the best we could give to workers is a one-time, I'm saying this 3 times, a one-time, only one time, they're going to give you $15,000. And with that $15,000, and I want the public to understand this properly, this $15,000 when they give it to you is not as if when you apply a percentage increase to your salary. So when you hear people say they settle for 10%, whether it's 226, I'm just saying, that will now apply to the different months. They are saying, take 15%, you have no salary increase to get. So that would also mean you have no retroactive salary, as in local parlance, no back pay to expect. If your salary go up, you have no pension increase to get. And more so, for the retrenched workers who they sent home in 2022, they have nothing to get. But all they're getting is $15,000. And that's what I'm saying again. The reason they are doing this is to circumvent the payment or play along and kick the goalpost to avoid recalculation of severance. It's not the union send them home. It's all you send them home. That's why I made the point earlier. Had they been prudent enough in their thinking, you must know you will go to the table of collective bargaining for a period where you send home workers. You must budget for this. So when you send them home in 2022, and you know that period of collective bargaining is outstanding, so you trying to tell me all the allocations that you have for all these foolish spending, you couldn't put aside money for when negotiations come up. And that is why we are saying today, we support, and I don't want anybody to feel at any point in time, the Communication Workers Union prides herself in mashing up the company. No, we support the viability, we support sustainability, and we know that TSTT is poised for profitability. But what we are saying, you can't, in local parlance again, you can't joke out our eye. You can't treat us anyhow, and come back and giving us these kind of insulting increases. And that's not even an increase. $15,000 have no value. No value. This is money that we worked for already, you know. It's not money that we asking them to give us a favor to pay, you know. We work for this money already. And you cannot tell me, you cannot pay workers. You can't pay retrenched workers. But you are bringing in consultants. It have retrenched workers since 2018 cannot find a job up to this day. But you telling me somebody reading news in TTT and still have a work in TSTT? 2 jobs? Wow. And you trying to tell me they have nobody else could do that job? If they have a retrenched worker they could give? what are all these consultants doing in TSTT? And you trying to tell me, as the Minister of Public Utilities, you have a problem with that? I'm gonna go back to my former comrade. I have all the respect for the minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities, you know. And when we used to call him Comrade Elder, because I can't call him Comrade Elder now because he's a minister, I give him full respect for the hat that he wears, right? Comrade Elder used to beat these people left, right, and center. He would eat them up. As a matter of fact, I said it and I will say it again. He knows about the wanton wastage in TSTT. He knows about the nepotism. He knows about the cronyism. It's not 10 years he walked out of the union. He left the union in 2023, November 2023. So I'm saying all of that to say, when they first asked him if he believed TSTT workers deserves 10%, he made a comment, which I would say, I find what he should have said is, whilst the union may be asking for that, I wouldn't want to put a figure, but I believe that they worth more than what they're getting now. If you wanted to say something safe, and that is my opinion, that is not the opinion of the executive, that is my opinion. And I believe that. Now, when you are asking him, I understand he said no comment. Now, he may have said no comment for a lot of reasons. He don't want to say the wrong thing. You know, he don't want to speak out of turn. But I am disappointed because at the end of the day, we cannot forget the ills that we once spoke against. We should not forget that. And I am saying it is a dangerous thing when persons seem to forget the things that they fought vehemently against. It is a dangerous thing. So when people say now that we are anti-UNC and we anti-Elder because he's in the UNC, and how unions have to be part of political parties and all of that, that's fine for them to say, you know. But if we talking about labor and labor oriented, and we supposed to throw our hats or support behind a labor party, then why didn't we throw our hats behind the MSJ? Why didn't we do that? Because we have seen the PNM destroy workers. We have seen that. We have seen how disrespectful the PNM government were to workers. We have seen it. Look, we are 7 to 8 months under the UNC coalition of interest. Workers are losing their jobs. Thousands of workers. And what are we to say as the trade union movement? We are not saying anything. We are mute. And why? Where's the confidence? Where's the confidence being the voice for the voiceless? The representatives for the oppressed. Where is that voice? It's a dangerous thing that we are finding ourselves in. But I am not here to speak tonight about the movement. I am here to speak about what is going on with public funds, with the funds, taxpayers' money. What is going on in TSTT? What is the political interference that continues to plague TSTT? And further to which, I want the public to know that we're going to be launching an online petition. Right. It is time for transparency and accountability. We have to stop this 9-day talk where people just talk. They talk for 9 days and the thing dead. The Communication Workers Union, we are not going to let this die. We are not going to let this die. We are going to keep it hot. And I said, in 3 weeks' time, mark my words, in 3 weeks' time, we are going to bust the mark. I like to talk in local parlance, you know. I want to bust files because I want the Honorable Barry Padarat to rubbish the union claims. You know, he loves to rubbish the union claims. He loves to do that. So I will challenge him in 3 weeks' time. I want to hear him rubbish what the union going to bust in 3 weeks.
Okay. So what is this petition that you all are about to put up, online petition? Share with us a little bit about that, because I want to open up the lines. I want to open up the lines to interact with the viewers.
Right. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through the Freedom of Information Act. We want to ask the public if they are pleased with how TSTT is running. We want to find out what are they saying, because let me tell you, the union posited for the company's consideration to help customers a safer way to collect its revenue. We told them reopen 3 stores. And don't let me say this like if this is my idea. Since under the minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Comrade Elder, he asked them about this. As a matter of fact, we have it in writing where we wrote them. We say reopen 3 stores. North, Central, South. This would now give some type of relief to persons. If you have a query, they have somewhere they could go and talk. We want to hear from the public what you feel TSTT is lacking that we need to fix. So we are saying we want to tell the public, listen, customer experience is where we are suffering. And what the company has continued to do, they are prioritizing the wrong things. So we're calling for transparency and accountability. We want the public to guard the purse. We want the public to guard taxpayers' money vested in TSTT. So we are calling for transparency, accountability. We are going to make our applications using the Freedom of Information Act. We want to let the public join with us to call for transparency and accountability. And if anything is proven in the affirmative by the union, we want Keno Cox not fired. Let me be clear, because we save jobs. We don't get rid of jobs. What we want, we don't want millionaires. We don't want to make millionaires to give away taxpayers' money. He needs to go back down to his substantive and report to a CEO. Put somebody again as the CEO. Put somebody qualified. Put somebody who's a technocrat. Put somebody who understands the business. Put somebody who is result-oriented. Put somebody who is purpose-driven. Do that. And that is what we are calling for. We are also asking the public to join with us as we demand the release of the fit-for-purpose report for TSTT. And secondly, persons who are victims of the cyber incursion where their information was scattered all over the internet on the dark web. We are calling on the government to answer to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and release these reports. The last thing Marvin Gonzalez said, 2 persons, 2 former executives of TSTT, they have now embroiled in some type of legal matter and they are withholding, they have some legal issue where the report may not be able to be published. And we are saying, how long we hearing that? What is there that you can't release? Because in TSTT, we were told they tried to pin it on a junior staffer. And we know it was bigger than that. But that's our next conversation for our next day. So, fit for purpose. Is TSTT fit for purpose? And this is a question. We might have to talk it another day, but this is a very important question. Because we believe, who knows, the way TSTT is going, who knows, that big P word, privatization, could well be on the plate for TSTT. We don't know. I'm not calling it. But the way this company is going, it is going, as the people say, nowhere fast. So I'll pause there. Thanks.
Wow. That's interesting. And I hope that people are listening, because we have a lot of persons on the live, and I am sure that persons are intrigued by what you had to say this evening, ma'am. I want to, before I even take calls, I want to personally thank you for sharing and giving the information in such clarity, and I'm sure that persons are saying how this thing not making news, how this thing not in the papers, how all these things happening and it's being swept under the carpet. You know why? Because there are some media houses only like the bacchanal. Some media houses don't want the raw facts and the raw reality of what is happening and what people are genuinely going through. What people are genuinely going through. This is serious business. Serious business. And this evening, I'm going to open up the phone lines. 464-7003, 464, if any of your executives are on the line, I know they could tell you how much people are on the live. I don't know if you're seeing it, but we have a lot of persons on the live this evening, and I want to say good evening to all of them and say thank you for coming on Constructive Talk. Yeah, this is serious business. This is serious business. Before I open up the phone lines, I think I have one question I wanted to hear your view on, because there are some people who saying that, but they didn't hear when you would have mentioned that you all had taken the position that you all are apolitical. You were never a part of no coalition of interest, and you all are taking your position where we want to be able to hold any and every government accountable to the people's money. Right?
Yes.
All right. So let's take this call. We have a call on the line. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
I am a retired TSTT worker.
Hey, thank you very much for calling.
I want to thank Joanne for the clarity this evening. And I want to thank her very much for doing what she's doing. Let me tell you something. All the things that Ms. Ogeer mentioned there is what we talk about already. I talked to Elder about opening public offices, right? I talked to Elder about
yeah, then load down the TV, because if you listen to the TV and you're talking, it will confuse you.
Right. Yeah, I talked to Elder about a lot of things, right? One of the things I want to focus on, because being a pensioner, right? They have over $1 billion in surplus and wouldn't pay poor people. I mean, the old people and them spending that kind of money by. But that high class wickedness by. That is wickedness. Anyway.
Where are you calling us from? Where are you calling us from?
I call you from Curep.
Curep, thank you very much for joining the conversation this evening, sir.
Yeah, it's sad. Elder had to do better than that too, man, because he's a man who was in the struggle, as you rightfully say, right? And, it's like he turned coat now, boy. That's what we just call that.
All right, man. Thank you very much. The question I want to ask you also, Ms. Joanne, is...
Sure.
No, I hear all the concerns you have with the pensioners, with the people who were sent home, and the one-time payment of the $15,000 and all of that. You all cannot take this to court?
Yes, we can. So, ideally, and it's interesting that you would have asked that, because when I met with the company, I told them, I said, this back and forth, dragging the flag conversation, I said, I'm willing to give you all one more meeting. And it's something that a union wouldn't want to do, because at the start of this conversation, we indicated, both parties, the union and the company, that we don't want to break down the negotiations. But I believe if they continue in this manner, I think the best thing to do is let the court pronounce on it, or make a determination, because it is high class disrespect in the face of workers, the conduct of the company, and they are not negotiating in good faith. And let me say this, because I forgot this. Imagine the last time when they came, they said this same $15,000 one-off payment. When they came back Monday, the 9th of March, let me tell you what they said, which they are saying is another offer. So clawback is something that there's a term, clawback for COLA. So if you overpay COLA, or workers pay more in COLA, they will have to pay back the company, right? So we indicated to them, listen, we calculated, and the workers may have to have a payback, a clawback. So we were looking at moving from 14 cents to 16 cents to eradicate or eliminate the clawback payment.
Right.
They had no problem. With it. They said, okay, no problem, we will think that. They came back Monday, March 9th, and hear what they said. Hear the new position. If the union consider taking the $15,000 one-off, they will consider no clawback.
Man.
You come you come into the union to give the union a counter proposal with a condition.
Yes.
With a condition. They're not negotiating in good faith.
Nah, man. Nah, man. That no. And I had to tip my hat off to you, because there are some people who will roll over and play dead and say, well, we can't do nothing. We are in a state of emergency. What we could do, we can't say nothing. We can't do nothing because they're going to lock me up. This is crazy.
It is.
And on top of that, you know why I could join in your battle and tell you don't say nothing. Let me talk here now. And on top of that, you had, it was a feeding frenzy. People fed, they party, they drink for free. But to negotiate for me to get my money, my little kakada that I worked hard for, you don't want to give me it. That could never be right. That could never be right. So it's like, the slave masters, they all of them enjoy themselves in the house. They eat ham, lamb, and jam. And the slave workers out there eating scraps or nothing or whatever little it have in the field. That's what they do. We serious? Are we serious as a nation? This is what we accepting for governance by? And again, Miss Joanne, don't say anything. But the reality of it is that if you have fact that those things can be brought to the union, don't tell me no nonsense. But the minister don't have nothing to do with that. That is a lie. The minister have plenty say where those things are concerned. When you take a call, Miss Joanne, I tell you leave me, let me rant with certain things. You have to be quiet. Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon, Pastor.
Good evening. And to also remember, it's a state of emergency, and if they feel to come and arrest me and my whole family here, I have to behave myself because I know they monetize me, Yes, sir.
Good afternoon to the young lady. I don't know her.
You mean you don't know her? Take that back.
I'm sorry. So,
that is the president. Wait just now. If you don't know her,
personally, I don't.
Obvious. How come you? But let me leave that day. Go make your point because leave that day. Make your point.
Right. So it is me being a part of a union.
You are part of a union?
Yeah.
What union?
Well, my is the green lady.
You get it 10%. You get it 10%.
We get it. I don't know who's already get it. We get it.
Sir,
I don't
sir, wait just now. Don't do that. You are a part. Wait just now.
Where I am, sir. I'm like where I am. I got nothing. Yeah?
Wait just now. But you are a part of the green lady.
Yeah, but
so if you're a part, wait just now. Let me finish now. Miss Joanne will come in. I want Miss Joanne to, because Miss Joanne would be happy to hear, because Miss Joanne just said that everybody winning. Miss Joanne just said that. And Miss Joanne?
No, I said not everybody winning.
Not everybody winning. All right. So wait now, Green Man. Wait now. You are part of the Green Man team. So you haven't gotten your 10%?
No. They are telling us after the media review.
Well, they was wait a month now. You can wait a little month after the month. Yeah, but you're listening. But you're listening to Miss. But you're listening to Miss Joanne though. I hope you're listening to what Miss Joanne had to say. That what TSTT going through. Okay.
That's not wait. You get the best yet. They ensure one time. even though when they was out of office, the election, where they get now, they said they will find the money. Now they're telling you the point of we try to get all in cash.
No, well, the CPO tell you that. The CPO tell you that. The CPO tell you carry all in cash. What you want? You carry all in cash. Relax yourself.
They said they'll find the money.
No, they can't find no money. If it had no money to find.
But there was never any money in the first place.
But you vote for that.
I ain't minority. I'll say that.
All right, go ahead.
This bulletin with this way coming up, basically until the decision, take it or leave it.
Yeah, take it or leave it.
Basically, they're trying to bully the people and take it or leave it. While them eat, drink, fat, drink, all kind of thing. Then they're coming out to the people who work hard, take it or leave it. What are they doing in this place?
Nothing.
There's people it's not a shame. It's human beings. They don't understand human beings and not a machine. It's people with the money, what work hard for, what invest for. What's not when I listen, I am disbelief. This government, this executive come on and at 20.0. This government is zero. I'm not the lady who won't come here and lie, but I'm so shocked. If I'm not sure, you come and tell people, take it, basically, we say, take it or leave it. And before I go, the other guy who was there for, who happened to be a minister now, well, I can't expect anything much from him because first begin, if my wife gained 17,000 a month, that's a system on our board. I get how much money, how much thousand a month as administrator, and more money when on this committee, when on that committee. Do you really feel like care about me? I'm not going to that. I send the money will come in my house.
All right, so thank you very much. Let's take our next call.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take that because Miss Joanne leaving me just now, so I don't see much calls I could get in. Miss Joanne, this getting juicy and nice, but Miss Joanne had to go because she have work to do tomorrow. Please God, because this is here now. You see me? I don't know now, boy, but Miss Joanne, you was built for this,
You think so?
Yeah. You was made for this time. You see, this time here is your time. This is your time. This is your time. Because let me tell you something. When the state of emergency was announced, you were one of the few bold and brave trade union leaders to come out and say, here what now? I hope that this is not to muzzle and to stop trade unions from marching and from talking our truth. You hear me? A young lady just messaged me there, a young lady who listens to my program. I know the young lady said to me, she said, I like that lady. She fiery. A young woman, A young woman. And let me tell you why I earmark that young woman. This is the month where, we celebrate the International Woman. And what you're doing speaks of the strength of a woman. Don't underestimate the strength of a woman. Right now, you are the one that's standing up and speaking out when everybody putting their tail between their leg and saying, give them a chance. It's only a year. X, Y, and Z. You saying, I hear all over that, But you know what? When we see, I don't want to take candle to shine in the day. You understand? What I could see, that don't make sense. That don't make no sense. I see in it clear as day what these people are about. So you know what? Let me stand up now. Because by the time we're ready to stand up, the horse done gone. God forbid they privatize TSTT and half of the workers have to go home. And then they will say, if I did only know and if I did only talk out. Nah, we ain't going down that road. Let me start to fight from now. Right? We have a call on the line. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. How are you going?
I'm okay, sir.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to congratulate the Common Sister Secretary General for being so brave and taking a stance, especially as a woman in our environment, for taking a stance to expose the truth of what is happening in TSTT. And I pray that the callers and the listeners could applaud her and support her and keep her in and her team in a prayer. Because to stand for something now.
Yes.
Pastor, we in an era now where wrong has become so right that right is the new wrong.
Yes.
And for her to take the stance that she's taking, this is not just for the TSTT workers.
No, it's not.
This is for the people in the working class.
Yes.
Who feel as if they're being exploited, who believe that they're in a vulnerable place, and it seems as if they have no hope because they're too small to stand up against the big man. And the Communication Workers Union and the Secretary General and the executive, they have taken a stance now where they are showing that there is hope and integrity and truth still stands
in this country.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
I'm listening to this program and I am feeling hopeful.
Right.
Hearing this woman speaking with such passion,
come on,
such
man.
conviction, and such truth. I feel empowered tonight to stand for something.
Yeah, clapping for you.
What's important to pass, the people at Trinidad and Tobago will turn a blind eye and say, die them some business we have to remember. Telco and Textel, which become TSTT, belong to the people at Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
No UNC own, it's not PNM own, it's nobody. It's we the people at Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
That is our technological patrimony. We own that. And nobody can come and tell me a company that never had to ask the government for a loan since 1991.
Wow.
Never had to ask for a loan.
Wow.
Never had to ask for a subvention.
Yeah.
And if they have 500,000 customers, you know TSTT just cut you up one time when you pay your bill. So you mean they're getting money.
Yes.
If you have 500,000 customers but they're paying $200 a month, 5 2s are 10, that means again $100 million every 30 days, which means in 12 months again 1.2 billion. And if you are workers that making sure that you get gross revenue at 2 billion, cable and wireless still getting the money, who's supposed to divest the shares how long? The government getting the money, but the workers can't get anything. And if comrade system talking about it, that the worker, who just like anybody else, pastor, the worker is we nephew, we son, we husband, we wife. It's not somebody that will die with
stranger,
family.
not a stranger, it's a family, yeah. It's a citizen.
And people are being deprived of an equitable share of the profits that they are leaving their families, and they're clocking their car 8 o'clock in the morning and leaving what hour and being 3-4 people work after wrongful retrenchments and all them things.
Yeah.
Why can't they get what is just to do it? Any Bible says render unto Caesar what is Caesar and render unto God what is God?
Yeah, man.
Render unto the workers what is theirs. And I just saying, the people at Trinidad and Tobago have to understand, if they don't shed light on the injustice and the squandermania and the gluttony that taking place on the higher level of TSTT, this entire country is now saying that they are upholding injustice and corruption.
Thank you,
It
caller.
has to come to a stop. It has to come to a stop. And we thank Comrade Sister.
Yes.
You have in your prayer. You keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Well said, caller. Well said.
Thank you. You see what I thought?
Well said.
You see what I'm telling you about? I'm sure your heart feeling glad. I'm sure your heart feeling glad you come on the program tonight.
Well, I'm very tired, but yes.
I know. Just take one more call before you go.
No. I hear.
All right. Because I just saw some callers trying to get through while the gentleman was talking to you. And I'm telling you, let me tell you something. I used to look up to trade union leaders, It had one particular trade union leader, I believe he could have been the prime minister of this country. In the way how he used to relate and talk and express, you understand? The way how he felt. And now I don't know what to say. I am totally, I am dumbfounded by what I am seeing where this man is concerned. You know? And that is why a leader like you has built back the trust and hope for people where trade unionism is concerned. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Pastor Google, and good evening to Miss Joanne.
Good afternoon, comrade.
Yes, this program is really, really heart-wrenching because I've seen a pattern developing. Because I don't know if you have any collaboration with Mr. Elder, because I mean, since he was the firebrand with TSTT at the time, he used to talk a lot of stuff, but now like he turned his back on anything. So I don't want to say nothing much about that. So I don't know what your communication with him is. But I'm also looking at a pattern what happened with TCL.
TCL?
Yes, see?
Oh, just a caller. Miss Joanne, have you been watching what's happening with TCL?
Yeah.
Every day.
Do you, and the caller is bringing out very interesting point, Miss Joanne. You said it. Wait, caller. Miss Joanne, you said it earlier on in your discourse with us. You said based on how things are going, God forbid that they privatize TSTT.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
And we are seeing what is happening with TCL.
Mm-hmm.
And who is the union? And who is the union for TCL?
Let me don't go there now. Let the caller talk. Miss Joanne.
No.
Miss Joanne, don't do that. Stay
No.
out at this point.
No. And let me just clarify what I mean. I'm just saying OWTU has been the greatest union. They are the largest union in the country, and they are under attack because they got licked up with Petrotrin. So I just want people to look carefully to see. You could be how big, how bad, how bold. The government, if they want to lick up unions, and they could lick up OWTU through Petrotrin, they will not stop. Let me pause and allow the caller to continue.
Well, what I was saying too, and you're tying right back into what I was saying, because I remember when the campaign was on, they set up the campaign like this. They was had people in mind that they were going to go in there and they were going to help people. But now that they're inside there, they say they had to throw their hand in the air and they had to follow protocol now. So I don't know what's really going on. So, but my concern, I'm watching, as you talk about TSTT, as I tell you, my mind went to TCL, and that is our state enterprise. And it's like everything that we have in state, like they just want to get rid of it. And that TCL thing, I watching the man who owned the competitor, which is Rockhard or wherever. That man, I believe he in the pocket of the UNC. So I just want to say not more that. I'm just doing my research. So you have a good evening, and I wish you all the best, Miss Joanne.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, caller. All right, so let's take some quick calls. 464-7003, 464-7003. If you want to get in, share your heart, share your mind, share your concerns. Let us know how you feel. Those of you who are on the live, let me say thank you to all of you for coming on. And yes, some people are saying that they wanted to come back, you know. Yeah, they wanted to come back. We need updates. We need updates, especially about the petition that you're talking about. We need updates on that. You don't have 700 and something signatures show. Right? You know what I just tell you?
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. You have 700 and something signatures show. And
we need the public support. Because we're not only fighting for TSTT workers, we speak for the public too. We speak for the public, but we are the voice for the voiceless. And we have customers out there suffering.
Yeah,
so if the customers think that the company not listening, then the union had to talk for them too, because we are customers too.
Right. But you know that today, it's today I found out that another bunch of CPEP workers were sent home. Another bunch of persons who were working in CPEP got sent home today, and nothing is being set. They worked there for 10 years. Nothing is being said to them about their gratuity, about nothing. Nothing is being said to them. Nothing is being said to them. And they will not unionize. They will not unionize. So that means that you just doing people where you want.
Mm-hmm.
On top of the workers that you send home, all the CPAP workers you send home, you have now sent home another set of CPAP workers. Nobody not talking about. I ain't hear nothing about that in the news. Nothing about that in the news. We thank God for you, Miss Joanne. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening, Pastor Google.
Good evening.
Good evening to the
Afternoon.
I truly want to support.
We're not hearing you clearly, caller. You're singing like if you're moving up and down and you're singing muffled.
Alright, I really want to support you. Right? But like I say, after the first few years or so, we had a lot of so-called up and coming trade unionists who probably people the moon and size, and some of them so basically eating our food. And I have to give you some examples. One of them was a gentleman from Tobago by the name of Watson Solomon Duke. Does that ring a bell to you, ma'am?
Sorry, sir. What
Yes.
you said? All I heard is Watson Solomon Duke.
He's saying, all right. So what he's saying is that he wants to follow you, he wants to believe in you, but he saw where there are trade union leaders who have failed the society or who have fooled the society to believe in them, and when they believe in them, then they turn their backs on the people and go political. While you have said from the beginning, you have been saying from the beginning, and you have said it and you continue to say it, Miss Joanne, that you stand by like the nurses union, the teachers union, you are apolitical. You do not align yourself with any political party.
Correct.
Right, I really want to believe you, ma'am. You know? I hope you won't fall in that position like the holy gentleman from Tobago, or the gentleman who wanted the refinery, right? You see who he is now. And of course, the gentleman who is now, well, there are some of them who are now within the bosom of the government. One of them, well, I think one of a person you probably know very well, where he is in our ministry now. And, well, of course, there's a gentleman who is working in the Ministry of Labor. You know?
All right.
So you have a good night, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, caller.
And Miss Joanne, you can't fault people for questioning because in 2010 we saw this. In 2010 we had the president of the Oldfield Union Trade Union, Mr. Errol McLeod, joining up with the politicians, and when push come to shove, he gone and we were in a mess. The country was in a mess. Okay, we watched. We looked at what happened. Are we talking about people who just walk out from the trade union and walk straight into politics?
Yeah.
And we look at what's happening now. Now we saw where the PSA, we saw where OWTU. We saw where and people are wary. People are wary. It's like me saying as a pastor, and I stand for certain things, but then when you watch, it's like I walk straight out of the church into a different lifestyle. So that is why you have people who will question and say, I don't believe in no pastor, I don't want to go to no church, all of them on money. All of them on money. I don't want to hear no pastor. All pastors like money. That's how people, I don't care if I live in poor, I could be walking, I could have one shoes. They don't care. You's a pastor, you want money. And why? Why people think like that? Is because of bad experiences they have had with other pastors. So it makes it hard now for a pastor who not earn money to even be able to talk to you, because why? they have been conditioned and believed that all pastors earn money. Just like how some women believe all man bad. Oh gosh. But that's the reality of this life we live in.
It is.
And
You're correct. It is.
you know, being honestly trying to be the voice of the voiceless, right, will be looked upon as she's just another one who's trying to become popular. When the reality is that you're not trying to be popular. You showing the people, well, hey, my comrades and we work very hard. But look at what we are being, and I want you to say it one last time. What are you all are in negotiating table? What is being offered?
000, no consolidation of COLA, and a very insulting, what they call a counter offer of a one-time $15,000 for active and inactive workers.
Say that one more time. I don't think people hear what you just say.
000, no consolidation of COLA, and what the company posited for consideration to be a counter proposal is now a one-time offer of $15,000 with no back pay or retroactive payment, no increase in salaries, no increase in your pensions, nothing. Just a one-time, I give you $15,000 for 3 years, and that's it.
So let me ask you this: has TSTT has TSTT ever asked the government for subvention?
No.
Has TSTT ever take a loan?
I would want to answer that cautiously, but what I know, they have a bond arrangement.
Right. So, a company that has been profitable.
Yes.
Is
and let me just tell you this quickly. They're talking about the declaring loss. You know, they have a problem with proper revenue collection because of the same thing. They're putting the business in the hands of third-party vendors, right?
Oh.
And what you think will happen? Fraud, etc., etc. But what we are saying is, open back 3 public offices. People, listen, not everybody know how to go online and pay the bill, you know. Not everybody. My mother, she have the latest phone, tablet, everything, but she still believe in going back kiosk and paying, because some people, they're just not so tech savvy, and they want that person-to-person experience. They want the confidence, pay the bill and get the receipt in their hand. They want the confidence if they have a query, they want to be able to speak to someone. I mean, yes, we're into AI and digital transformation, and these things will eventually come, and people have to accept that. But we cannot chase away or eliminate the human interaction. That is why we have AI versus HI. Human intelligence versus artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is not here yet where it will totally eradicate the human being or the human element of interaction. And TSTT, a technological advanced communication company, is behaving like if we are so much in this technological era that you have wiped out these things, and talking about personal costs. But again, and I don't want to belabor the point and be too laborious in my contribution, but you cannot tell me, if you are serious about revenue generation, revenue collection, you're not doing anything. You are prioritizing everything else other than customer experience, a frictionless customer experience. Who paying your bill? Customer. Who you need to make happy? The customer. Internally and externally, because workers are customers too. They are internal customers. We all have TSTT branded service. So I'll pause there.
Wow, Miss Joanne, I tonight you just revived me, you know. Tonight I thought I been reality here. Every time I sit behind this microphone and we look at the news, we listen to radio, we listen to the people in the parliament, we listen to people, you know, and we let me tell you something. Most people in this country give up, you know.
Yeah, and it's sad.
Most people in this country, let me tell you, I'm being real with you. Tonight is the most that the people I see on my live in a long time. I want to tell you this. I'm being real with you. I'm being open with you, real. Talking it all. Let me talk real thing. Miss Joanne, this is the first time I have seen so much people on my live because of the firebrand that you bring and the reality and the realness and the fight. There is a fight. When people thought that, oh gosh, well, all the unions and them sell out, I have a partner. You know what he just said to me, is your good friend. Is somebody you just call uncle. We talking. He just said to me, he just say, boy, Google boy, all the unions in bed with the government. We have no union who could stand up for we. No union we could run behind and say, all right, this union going to protest. They don't have to tell me. All we know is that they're going to protest and we just run behind all here. There's nobody not talking for me. It appears as though we are in a maze. We give up. We just say whatever. We get up one morning. We like SOE 4 o'clock in the morning. We tired. We fed up. We worried. You telling me about my son who want to be a mechanical engineer. Right? Who might be thinking about, hey, I could go and work TSTT as a stepping stone to understand the whole science of technology and all that kind of thing. It might just be privatized. And we just had to sit down like sitting duck and wait to see how things will go. This is madness. You telling me your offer to people who working hard is 0. We serious? And take $15,000 and relax on yourself when you paying artists for one performance $15,000 and they perform every night in village. Now that's wickedness.
In high places.
One artist, and we talking about might just be an unknown artist or artist who just, $15,000. No artist is charging $5,000. An artist lying and telling you, well, we giving back to the country. Giving back what? But we have to take that. But you know what I want somebody to do? I want somebody to write to the Integrity Commission for we to find out how much money did they pay every single one of them artists for flavor. And tell me how much the total bill come up to. And tell me if it's right for TSTT to want to give workers a one-off payment of $15,000. Only wicked.
And oppressive.
Let me take this call. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Google.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Comrade Ogeer.
Good afternoon, Comrade.
I have a few questions for you, because I don't know. Were you all given the increases for effective 2013 to 2019 already?
We are working on 2019 salary, so we would have received all of that already.
And you all received that in the last 10, 11 months, or you received that before the last election?
No. Right. So our the last collective bargaining period was 2017 to 2019. That is the last collective bargaining period that the union and the company agreed on. So that's why I said we are working on 2019 salaries. The collective bargaining period now is 2020 to 2023.
Right. So you got your percentage plus your arrears for 2013 to 2019.
Yes.
Right. and that has been collected already, and now you're working on 2020 to 2022, and of course 2023 to 2025.
Yes.
But when you got that, when did you get it? Did you get it under this present regime or the last regime? The 2013 to 2019. When did you get that?
When you say regime, you're talking about the government?
Yes.
Well, it would be under the PNM government.
Right. So you got it under the PNM government and you got your arrears and so on. Okay, good. Because why I'm asking that is because this new government, when they came in, just to remind the listeners, is that they gave themselves the increases before they lifted even a working finger, as well as they paid themselves all of their back pay in cash. They ensured that even though there was a deficit budget, they ensured that they got the funds, they found the funds in a deficit budget and paid themselves the increase. And now today, while they are saying all of these things plus the people who went to Tobago had a good time for 3 days and spent that amount, $436,000, and had a very good time. Now they're offering you all $0, and $15,000. That is not a negotiation, comrade. That is not how you negotiate.
Correct, I agree with you.
Right? And I am, so therefore it begs the question, how could they offer that, if they're offering that for 2020 to 2022? Well then, what are they going to offer you all for 2023 to 2025? Which, as you rightly indicated earlier, they said we will talk about that. And that cannot be.
Agreed.
And I foresee whereby you all may very well have to go to the industrial court to have this settled, to have this arbitrated, because at the end of the day, $15,000 with no increase, basis the fact that everything is going up, cost of living is going up, inflation is going up, and look at what is happening around the world, right? As people were complaining on a particular station this morning that they're seeing one price today, and when they go back in 1 month's time, they are seeing an addition of $5 or $10 on particular items. So you are going to have a battle, you and your team is going to have a serious battle on your hands, and I will dare say, do not accept that $15,000 whatsoever. And I cannot. I wish you could bring forward that mark that you have to drop before the end of the month and let us know exactly what it is, because I am eager to find out. Right? It is a crying shame. It is a crying shame that these people can do this to hard-working workers, but when time to come to vote, they want your vote and they give promising you the moon and the stars. And this is wrong. And now when they get in there, they fix themselves, and the workers either they send you home. And I want people to bear in mind what is happening, especially as the guy said with TCL. TCL may eventually go private. You understand? Because the hard rock people, there's a history with them and this present government. Don't let that pass you by. There's a history with them and this present government. And remember, TCL is now being run by a Mexican conglomerate. So don't be surprised if you hear one day that all of a sudden TCL is privatized. So we have to, it's a fight you will have on your hands, and you may have to act sooner rather than later. I thank you very much, comrade. Good luck.
Thank you very much, comrade.
And do not give up. Thank you, Pastor Google.
That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Boy, I don't know, you know.
That caller was passionate, boy.
Yeah, I don't think you understand what you did tonight, you know. I don't think.
But I just communicate the truth, you know, comrade. I just communicate the truth. That's what we just do. We just communicate the truth.
Yeah, I don't think you understand how your truth have woken up a lot of us. Have woken up because some of us we just waiting. We like sitting ducks. Really was waiting to see how this thing go pan out. You know, we was waiting to see if it can have a trade union movement in this country with some belly. You know, just you waiting to see. You know, and you just made us wake up and realize that hey, there is a trade union movement that has some kind of belly that is willing to stand up and tell the people the truth. That's what it is, you know. That way you just do that tonight. So all the people who are wondering, so wait now, about flavor, and this one and that one and the next one. You just woke us up. Hello, good evening.
And you just made us wake up and realize.
Caller, you have to load down the TV.
There is a trade union movement that has some kind of.
You see, then when you want to listen to TV and listen to me at the same time when you're calling you. You understand? So we, let me tell you something, we have adopted you on this platform, you know. You can't run from me now, you know. Yeah, we adopt here. You are one of our wake up. You whenever you are a little fire in we bones, we calling you. I find I ain't here.
So we are. So right here, listening. I just didn't want to cross talk while you're talking. So it will come a time we in our SOE we will be writing for permission to have another protest, and we'll want to invite the public come and join with us. And you're not joining just to show me or the executive board a solidarity. You're coming because you want to send a clear message to TSTT that you as a customer deserve better. Your taxpaying money deserve to be spent differently. Because again, and I will say it, we cannot leave this thing to be a 9-day wonder. We can't just blow hot, blow cold, blow hot, blow cold. We can't do that. Because when we do that, you know what happens? They slip through the crack. And then hear what they say, the union done with that. The public outroar and outrage, it died down. And there's no transparency and accountability. And that is what we have to change the culture in this country. We can't blow hot and blow cold. We gotta keep the fire hot. Eat.
Well, whenever you want the fire, we'll call on you to give you some fire and tell us what is going on. Because I'm telling you that this is sad, boy. This is sad, and
they don't care about workers. Because workers make the profit. Workers are the engine room.
And I now understand why. And I never understood why before. And there are some people who believe that trade union movement, because of what has happened now, is dead. Because some people just believe that, what is going on now where trade unions are now a part of politics. There are some people who truly believe that trade unions are dead. Because the same, and listen to the oxymoron in this, Ms. Joanne. Because you are saying to us that that governments, right? There are some governments have shown where they are out to destroy trade unions. But you know what's sad? Is that some trade unions are destroying themselves by joining with governments. That's what making it bad. Because I understand what you're saying. Well, there are some there are some governments that they're not union at heart. But there are some trade union movements are not union at heart, and not Trinidad at heart. Because what they have done within this 8, 9 months, 11 months have sat down and watch a government fire workers, send home people, and then saying nothing. One union man went as far as to say, well, they are collateral damage. You telling me you fought for workers for years and you will never say, when you were a union leader, that when a company selling workers, they are collateral damage. You will have fight for them workers. But now, you in the seat of power, you say they are collateral damage. And that's why people are losing faith in unions. Because people are saying, when you're on the other side of the fence, you understand my plight. But when you reach in leadership, you don't understand my plight. Something wrong there. How you could tell me? How you could tell me that when Petrotrin workers, when they closed down the refinery, you had a problem. They're wicked, they're bad, they're evil. But when they closed down CPEP, which is the low-hanging fruit of this country, people who you know,
most vulnerable.
You will say a word. You sit down under that and you just say, but there's collateral damage. There is collateral damage. Something wrong with that. And then now, you sit down as a minister. The minister in the ministry, you seeing them signing out check to artists for over how much thousands of dollars. And they want to give people who you work with $15,000 and how show them out. That can never be right. You understand why people are not faith in some of these leaders?
Well, maybe, as I would say, maybe he doesn't have a say. Maybe he doesn't have a say. Maybe Minister Padarat have all the say. I don't know.
Well, then if
he's a minister.
If you have no say, if you have no say, come out. Do like Mr. Wayne name. That's why I respect for him. MSJ.
Abdullah.
When Abdullah realized what was going on in 2010 to 2015, he said, I will not be a part of this. And walked out. So if you so realize that you don't have a say, and you realize that people are being advantaged, then walk out. But then go walk out. My belly getting full, I go walk out. My belly getting fat, I go walk out. Leave me alone at that. You were going to say something.
I was just going to say, it is so unfortunate that this is happening because you're correct. Workers are losing faith in what trade union advocacy stands for. When we are seeing in our faces every day that, we are some of us are part of a coalition of interests, right? And as I said before tonight, not everybody winning, because I'm happy, as I told everybody, any trade union that gets an increase and an improvement in their terms and conditions and wages, because we're talking about a decent wage, we're talking about a living wage. And once workers could get that, and a trade union leader, for example, Sister Felicia Thomas, I am happy and I congratulated her very openly for that 10%. But I am of the belief, and it is coming across like that, and let me just take contractors as another union to just bring a nexus, draw a nexus. It seems, and it's coming across as if you are not part of the coalition of interests, suck salt. And it coming across like the government penalizing you for that, penalizing unions for that. But then again, on the backdrop, unions are still too quiet, because when we talk about the joint trade union movement, the first word is joint, We're not supposed to be you so and we so. We're supposed to have one voice because we are all under an umbrella body. So we're supposed to have one voice. We're supposed to have one modus operandi. We can't be pulling and tugging. And that is what workers are seeing. Who fence sitting, who afraid to talk, and who's part of the problem. And that is why we said, because people saying again, we are PNM unions. We are not a PNM union. Under the PNM, they try to decertify the Communication Workers Union. How could we be a PNM union? But what we said is, we cannot be a part of a coalition. For example, if the coalition goes left against the workers' agenda, what can you say? Nothing. Because why? You are part of the problem. So that is why we say it's not a matter about fence sitting, And when Elder was running for his campaign, people beat the union, you know what I say? Or we tried to sabotage his campaign and all kind of thing. But he understood, and as a matter of fact, he indicated that he understood the union's position, because that we have always set that bar. We have always been independent. So we said, Secretary General or not, that is your personal choice, and we wished him all the best. But we said, do not use the union's name for any political mileage. And 2, we stand independent. So we're not anti-elder. We're not anti-UNC because or anti-elder because he's now a minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities under UNC banner. No, we are not. But what we are saying is we find it very disturbing, disheartening, and quite disingenuous to now look at our former comrade who is now seated and look at the Ministry of Public Utilities, whereby he can even say, I'm just saying, openly to Barry Padarat or otherwise, listen, let me look into TSTT, because when I sat outside there, I told you, I've been telling you, I've been saying it, I've been agitating, I've been clamoring for change and this and that and that. Now I'm in the seat, let me try to do better. But he says no comment, and I respect that, because I think he is being safe not to say the wrong thing at this time. But I'm saying all of that to say, you're in public utilities now. Is it that now because you are a politician, you have forgotten your roots, what you stood for, what you fought for, what you advocated so vociferous against? Where is your voice, Minister Elder? Because I find it to be very disrespectful. Minister Padarat went out of the country with the Prime Minister, and Comrade Elder, Minister in the Ministry, is the junior minister, and he was not even appointed to act. This is the second time. The first time Khadija Amin acted, now Saddam Hussein acting. So, is some little, I look at it as a gray area to say, is it that they don't even have confidence in your junior minister? What happened there? So you see, the injustice continues, it just happens at different levels. But that fight is not my fight. My fight is for workers. I have no affiliation, and I'm speaking I, meaning collective responsibility for the executive board and by extension our membership. Everybody have their own political affiliation, and I cannot change that. But this union, we are not affiliated to any political party. Our interest is for workers. That is the paramount concern, and we are duty bound to represent our members, not government. We want to hold them to account. And I think, without saying anything further, I am hopeful that the audience tonight could be a little clearer, and those trolls that would attack the union and talking about I get money and I sell out and I this. I respect your opinions, but open your eyes, and stop being sycophants on both sides, PNM and UNC, because at the end of the day, government go, government come, government go, we still have to live. Thanks, comrade.
Thank you very much for being with us this evening, and I hope that you would please continue to share with us how the developments and how things go.
Certainly.
Because this platform appreciates you, and we want to hear. We want to hear.
Certainly.
Hear. And if you could do us the favor also of getting from the Freedom of Information the information of how much, how Flavor was paid now.
Of course. That's taxpayers' money, yeah.
So if you could do us that favor and give us the flavor bill, we will gladly appreciate that.
No problem.
All right. So thanks again, Ms. Joanne, and
no problem. It was nice. Thank you for having me. It was very nice, and I just want to thank all the audience for the persons who gave contributions. Thank you so much for the contributions, and I look forward in not just restoring the faith of workers, but continuing, and it's just not me, but it's the Communication Workers Union. We will continue to communicate the truth and bring back some level of confidence to workers where it may be lost. Thank you.
Thank you again. Talk to you soon.
All right. Take care. Have a good night.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Well, will you hear it, Will you hear it? Will you hear? Will you hear all yourself? Will you? So the Mark boss. And let me tell you something. I know a lot of you didn't know how certain things were being funded for Carnival. A lot of you. A lot of you didn't know. And as she said, she don't have a problem with that, you know. I want to make it abundantly clear. She don't have a problem with that. You know what she have a problem with? Is that you're willing to give artists over $15,000, more than $15,000 to perform in Flavor Village. But the people who working for the money to pay them artists, you want to give them $15,000. That can never be right, Olia. Let me be real now. Olia comfortable with that as a nation? Olia happy with that, boy? Olia happy with that? 000, she say, you know. No cola for them, you know. No cola, you know. Nah, man. I'm trying to find the video. Yeah, I want to show that video so bad. I want to show that video. I want to show a video. If I have a video, I want to show you. I'll go in and get that video. I'll go in for that video. Yeah, I have to find that video for you tonight. Oh, yeah. Serious, boy? I want to show you that video tonight. Where is the video? I'm going to look for that video. I need to show you that video tonight, you know. In the meanwhile, while looking for the video, look at call in 464-7003. No, who I sent that video to? 464-7003. 464-7003. You can give me a call and tell me what are your thoughts. You have heard it. You have heard it. I really happy that lady came on tonight. You know, I thought she was gonna come, you know. Yeah, I thought she was gonna come. I thought, you know, she might have said, well, nah, you ain't no mainstream media, man. So me going on our platform. I want to go on a platform where mainstream, papa. But I thank God for you all, the listeners and callers who would have called in and shared your opinion and your views and interacted with her. I want to thank you all. You all made her know that, hey, constructive talk is not this is a real talk show. You know, makeup talk show. We real. Right? We real. I'll find one of the videos. Let's see if I find the next one. Yeah. Hey. Oh, yeah. I'm looking for the videos, man. I had to find them videos to show you. I had to find that video to show you. To have a specific video I'm trying to find. Let's take this call and let me know while I'm looking for the video. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I just want to say thank you for the platform again and to say to that Miss Curry, that is woman. I am sure that Tubal Buzz Uriah Butler, Adrian Colary NZ, Carl Tull, George Weeks, and others are looking down and smiling to see how she has lived up and rose to the tradition of trade unionism in Trinidad and Tobago. Understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she has retained her independence. And, you know, she's still respectful to her immediate past General Secretary. And what I'm saying, she's not afraid to tell him, hey, yes, she might be part of the coalition of interest. But you can't forget your labor background. And I remember she did, and she said how vociferous Mr. was in his dealings with TSTT. In fact, how he benefited from the wrongful actions of TSTT boards. And now you want to remain silent in the face of what just no, you can take a position. You can take a position independently and say, hey, even though I'm part of the government, I call out what is wrong and what needs to fix. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Right? Because the Prime Minister has said on the occasion that people are free to express their opinions and take positions. Didn't we see that last week when Senator Naked was asked about his position on what's going on in Iran and so on, and with the Muslim brothers over there? He took a position, the same thing, sir. right? And you could stand with your colleagues from where you came and say, hey, here, treat them fairly and equitable. Because that's where you march for. That's where you agitated for in the immediate past life. Thanks again for Ms. Cody. And I hope she and other leaders, including the lady from the amalgamated workers in South, see them two women, strong women. And that is what you need to give people courage to say, hey, wrong is wrong and right is right. Thanks again, Pastor. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much for calling. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much, caller. Appreciate your call this evening. Anybody else want to call in before I play this video? 464-7003. 464-7003. Take a listen to this, Olia. Take a listen to this. Olia, remember this video?
I have one other little narrative I want to clear up to her, because people really tend to put artists against artists, and I'm not holding anything in my mouth right now because I speak with respect. I don't mean any disrespect to Bungie Garland. I don't mean any disrespect to Voice. These people, I have played a role in their careers. But, you know, I don't know how to tell this story because I don't even know if they want me to tell the full picture, but I'll just say this. I was requested by the government of Trinidad and Tobago to perform at Flavor Village for free. Can we sacrifice this? And we called them to their great disappointment and said, we're going to choose to stay home. So I had Friday night free. So I told them the only night I have free is Friday night. Where's this narrative that I choose Friday night to go up against Bungie Garland to destroy his thing? And I didn't even know they were in the Queen's Park Savannah. I didn't even know it was Carnival Friday night. All this while I'm so busy, I'm not watching and plotting what other people are doing. So there is this narrative out there that I am doing this and doing that and doing the other. And it, you know, it used to hurt, but it stopped hurting. I understand it clearly, but I want to take, because I don't usually take the opportunity to clear it up. And then, bam, when I think I'm doing something good, here they come after. They wondering if the government pay me. So they didn't wonder if the government, Super Blue had a night, Patrice Roberts had a night, Bungie and Fiona had a night, Iowa had multiple nights, Swappy, Orlando, Voice had a night. No questions about if they were being paid. As soon as I have a night, there's a question about me being paid. So I'm not to be paid. I am proud of what I do. I am proud of my work ethic. I'm proud of my team. I don't want them to come Ash Wednesday and be, boy, a man overwork we and we come out with nothing, boy. I don't want to. No, I want them to feel like, yes, I want to prove that hard work pays. So that's it. I have one other little narrative I want to clear up to her, because people really tend to put artists against artists, and I'm not holding anything in my mouth right now because I speak with respect. I don't mean any disrespect to Bungie Garland. I don't mean any disrespect to Voice. These people, I have played a role in their careers. But, you know, I don't know how to tell this story because I don't even know if they want me to tell the full picture, but I'll just say this. I was requested by the government of Trinidad and Tobago to perform at Flavor Village for free. Can we sacrifice this? And we called them to their great disappointment and said, we're going to choose to stay home. So I had Friday night free. So I told them the only night I have free is Friday night. Where's this narrative that I choose Friday night to go up against Bungie Garland to destroy his thing? And I didn't even know they were in the Queen's Park Savannah. I didn't even know it was Carnival Friday night. All this while I'm so busy, I'm not watching and plotting what other people are doing. So there is this narrative out there that I am doing this and doing that and doing the other. And it, you know, it used to hurt, but it stopped hurting. I understand it clearly, but I want to take, because I don't usually take the opportunity to clear it up. And then, bam, when I think I'm doing something good, here they come after. They wondering if the government pay me. So they didn't wonder if the government, Super Blue had a night, Patrice Roberts had a night, Bungie and Fiona had a night, I had multiple nights. Swappy, Orlando, voice at a night. No questions about if they were being paid. As soon as I have a night, there's a question about me being paid. So I'm not to be paid. I am proud of what I do. I am proud of my work ethic. I'm proud of my team. I don't want them to come Ash Wednesday and be, boy, you're a man overwork and we come out with nothing, boy. I don't want to. No, I want them to feel like, yes, I want to prove that hard work pays. So that's it.
Government had to budget for Marshall Montano's Carnival Friday performance at Flavor Village.
At his media conference this afternoon, Montano questioned why his fee was a concern by many despite the many performances at the village.
He confirmed that he had significantly reduced his performance fee for the event.
We have not yet been paid. We have also agreed to wait until whenever. Right? We have also paid our people who performed out of our pocket for that. And we understand the financial burden of the country right now. So we actually even went lower than a third of what we charge.
And tonight, Marshall Montano is setting the record straight, responding to concerns about truck jumping and rule breaking. The Road March champ says he won because his song connected. Government had to budget for Marshall Montano's Carnival Friday performance at Flavor Village.
At his media conference this afternoon, Montano questioned why his fee was a concern by many despite the many performances at the village.
He confirmed that he had significantly reduced his performance fee for the event.
We have not yet been paid. We have also agreed to wait until whenever. Right? We have also paid our people who performed out of our pocket for that. And we understand the financial burden of the country right now. So we actually even went lower than a third of what we charge.
And tonight, Marshall Montano is setting the record straight, responding to concerns about truck jumping and rule breaking. The Road March champ says he won because his song connected, not because he bent any rules.
And there's no plans for retirement as Montano sets his sights on new heights. So Ini Gray has more.
I have 11 road marches. I know the rules. I've never broken the rules. I am not a rule breaker.
Amid concerns that Marshall Montano may have broken Road March rules, the record holder is making it clear he knows his craft, invests in himself, and puts in the work. Speaking from the TSTT executive box in the Oval, Montano says the theme for this year was chasing greatness, besting the late Lord Kitchener's record. Yet Montano says instead of his achievement being respected, his peers are teaming up to sully his name. And while he says there's no rift between him and Bunji Garlin, Montano pointed out the incongruity of his public refusal to enter the competition only to register his song at the last minute.
If it's a rigged system, why partake in it?
And Montano points out Bunji's late entry hurt Voice's Road March chances more than his. He also refuted claims he intentionally performed at Flavor Village for free to compete with Bunji's Hard Fete, which was also held Carnival Friday at the Savannah.
I was requested by the government of Trinidad and Tobago to perform at Flavor Village for free. I was requested. They asked me what was the available date I had.
Today's launch marks Montano's welcome return into the Beam Mobile family. The telecommunications company is supporting his Songbridge, which is a music incubator for producers. Montano says while he's not retiring, he will be shifting his focus into following the path carved out on the world stage by Afrobeats and reggaeton. He says soca deserves global attention and he's going to do his best to make that happen. Soini Gray, CNC3 News.
I didn't know. I good. I played those things just to get you all thinking, get you all knowing. So Marshall said, Iowa had multiple nights. Multiple nights. Iowa had. Marshall said it. Me, I didn't say it, you know. I didn't care. I don't care. Marshall said it. We need to get a bill. We want the Freedom of Information Act. We want to know how much they get paid. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
A habitual liar never remembers what they say. That is Marshall.
Yeah, because at the first time he say he ain't get pay. He not getting pay. Then he said he get a fraction of what he's supposed to get pay. Go ahead, caller.
Yes. There's one man I admired when he was in government. That was Larry Achong.
Okay.
He resigned from his post because he didn't want to go against the workers.
Right.
And unions, how to put it? Money, the love of money is the root of all evil in Trinidad and Tobago. The love of money. Not money, you know. Money not evil, but the love of money. Union leaders love money. And they're going after the money. And governments know that. And they're putting them in place. And they're taking them off from leadership of the unions. And that's the end of the unions. Good night.
Good night very much, caller. Thank you very much. 464-7003. 464-7003. That's the number to call and come into the program. 464-7003. 464-7003. You can call that number to get into the program. Yeah. We need to write to the Integrity Commission. We need to find out what the budget, what money was spent. And we need to know. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor. Pastor, I don't really want to get into this Marshall Montano issue, you know, but Marshall Montano's career going to take a going to pivot in a particular direction. And we're going to come back right here on your program and we're going to talk about it. You can see it. Because when he was asked about the little payment, as he said, well, I know the government's in trouble, but so is whenever, you're a businessman, is whenever a government who owns the treasury of the country, is whenever you know the seeing problems. How you know that? How you know the government seeing so much of trouble that they can't afford to pay you? Your little kakada.
We go get the information.
Your little kakada you say you asking for from the government of the country. Whenever. But this will come back, you know, Pastor, and I will tell you why off air. I ain't going to tell you now. I'm going to tell you why off air. And I'll come back and we will talk the same talk with the same Marshall. I don't want to go into Marshall. Marshall has his fans and everybody. I don't want to go into that. But Pastor, what I want you to look at, and I want you to do a survey of all of the unions that see in trouble to get any sort of response from this particular government about their money. Right? Think about it just for a second. The RHAs, Edie Stewart, Anything? Anything at all? He had one thing in San Fernando General. Since then, no responses whatsoever from, as he said, either from the finance minister or from the minister of health. Zero response.
Yeah.
Think about all of the unions that have get no response so far.
Yeah.
Miss Obik.
Yeah, but I don't call Shano.
Any response from her yet?
No, boy.
Hold on. We're just going through very succinctly. Right? But they say tutor will get theirs at the end of this month. We'll wait and see.
True.
That is what the Minister of Finance said when he was accosted in front of the Red House. Right? You say end of this month. Okay, all right, cool. But that's because Miss Crystal Ash up in his face. But hold on. We will see. Right? So nothing for the RHAs. Zero. Nothing at once is zero. Nothing, no discussion. Obik, nothing. Think of all the unions who are saying that they are apolitical. Yeah? Nothing for them. Nothing for them. superior security. Make news once for this week going here. They haven't paid the workers for the year yet. They had trouble last year, and this year up to this year, a lady complained on our morning program has indicated that Superior Securities has not paid them since the year began.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I saw that story.
Hold on. Let me go again.
Because they are taking away the contract from them. No, yeah.
Right. You said something tonight about some of these CPEP workers. Zero, nothing for them. The first thing that the minister tell him is talk to all your supervisors. Or is supposed to get money from them. We all know that it's true. We're not going to rehash that.
No, but not them workers I'm talking about. Like, another set of workers they send home again today.
They get a letter of termination. That was on the news once.
Which news that was on?
That was on
TV6.
Oh God, I don't want to say now, boy, because you have to be careful these days.
You just watch TV6. I just watch CNC3.
Yeah, I know that's what. Yeah,
you're a TV6 fan. They get nothing.
Termination letters. Nothing for them. No money. So that is it for them. Zero. Just look at all the people.
Wicked.
All the people who are getting nothing. Zero money. No money at all being sent home. And when the opposition member from St. Anne's said they could check how many parents not working right now who are living paycheck to paycheck, and how many children home, and right now they are the 400 to 500 people to assist those students who they're complaining about that making carry in the school, them home too. Their contracts have not been renewed to go back and talk to the students in the school. So you have 400 to 500 of those people, those socio-psychologist workers who is normally going to these schools and talk to the children. And some of them to assist some of the children. They are home. Their contracts have not been renewed. So them children on their own. And a certain political leader say, as far as them concerned, just get rid of them. Give this nothing. CCC, gone home. My lot, my part. All of them, over 1,000 youths gone home. But you're concerned about youths, eh? Hold on. You're concerned about youths. All these people you're reviewing everything. I listened to a gentleman this evening I don't know how come a radio happened to be on at that particular time. And he said on I-95.5, I will call this station, he said that before the last election, the government was building a little mall in Oropun Gardens. All of a sudden, the mall stopped, and bush started to grow high in Oropun Gardens.
I can tell you something.
So everything stopped. Nothing. Everything under review.
I can tell you something.
Go ahead.
The past government was building a home for
the homeless.
Yes. That
right near to PTSC.
That building has been stopped.
Stopped.
The mayor of Port of Spain, Mayor Chinua Allen. Will you listen to me? Mayor Chinua Allen wrote to the Minister of Social Development and said to her, seeing that you all have stopped the building, right? Could you all lend us or give us the St. Jude's Girls Home in Belmont? You know that they have moved out from there.
Yes.
So the mayor is saying to them, could you all give us that building to house the homeless? He have a whole plan of how they will go about seeing about the homeless there. You know what they tell him? You want to know what they tell him?
Tell me.
I will let him tell you for yourself. I will bring you on the program because I want you to say I see. I want you to hear the mayor for yourself. I will bring him.
But you know what's the most hurtful part for me, Pastor? When this newly minted Minister of the People and Social Development boasted on Friday how PNM reduced the food cards. And when they came in, they increased food cards. Even during some particular holiday, they gave out food cards around that time as well. So in other words then, they are creating a dependency syndrome whereby come down by my office and beg me for a food card so you could feed your family, so you could eat. Because you now no longer have a job. Because the minister, the newly minted Minister of Public Utilities was telling the CPF workers, go down by the Ministry of Social Services and ask for, see what they have.
Mr. Brand, all due respect, and I want you to listen to me carefully. You see them workers and them who they hired to clean for carnival and who you see in cutting grass and them kind of thing?
Some of them get money yet.
Thank you.
I heard so from a particular MP.
But it's not just for I saw a video with a councillor from the Tunapuna Regional Corporation. I saw a video with that young lady having to give out hampers from her own pocket and help them from her own pocket.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
A PNM councillor.
I didn't want to say this, but I'll say it. And I don't think he'll mind. There was a certain individual who used to take my calls. He don't take my calls again, so. Because he don't know who calling really. Because the amount of calls coming in from people who, what is the word I want to use? Destitute is the word? Who at one time could have fed themselves, put a little something on the table, and now cannot even feed themselves. Can't even get a job. I remember what Comrade Ogeer said? People who lost their work since 2018 still out of work from TSTT. And there are some people who in their late 40s, early 50s, they can't get anything else to do. And they have children to go to school. Not a child, children to go to school. Some children are to school because there's a bus picking them up and they'll get a meal. where we reach, Pastor. People talking about flavor free. Because that's all the carnival you could get if you could walk down into town and go in the Queen's Park Savannah. Otherwise, you ain't getting nothing else. You have no money in your pocket. When you boasting had over 200,000 to 300,000 people coming to Flavor, we have to keep people outside. It's because it was for free. And you're boasting. You're talking about how much food cards you're giving out. And you're boasting, you're proud to say that you increase the food cards. Because you're feeding people and saying, hey, take that and go home. And you're feeling proud to know that people cannot take care of themselves anymore, but are dependent on you now to eat. To eat. Pastor, to eat. To feed their families. You're proud of that? So you take away my manhood or my single mothers, single parents, and children looking up at the parents and asking the question and acting it out when they go to school. And you solve it by saying, whatever police there with a firearm. Yet still, over hundreds and hundreds of children acting out. And what is your solution? And the people that talk to them out of a job. The people that go into these schools and talk to these children and assist in their development are now out of a job. So who helping these kids? And you're blaming parents, and you want to blame parents, and you want to blame everybody?
Yeah, now we happy, yes?
Really? What?
We happy.
What are the consequences? Have a good evening, Pastor.
Same to you, sir. Right. I'll take about one more call before we close off. One more call. 464-7003. 464-7003. So taking your calls. 464-7003. 464-7003. Alright? Let's take your call. And let's hear from you this evening. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't you feel that easy in this place? It's easy in this place, you know. It's easy at all. I want to drop this one on Ole before we go. I want to drop on Ole. And I drop this one on Ole, so. Oh, hey, this got juicy too bad, we. You can't help yourself but just watch and you can't help yourself sometimes, nah? This place is too bad, boy. Where's the video? Is this the video? I'll make sure this is not the video. I want to show you something real bad today. Where's the video? What time I do that video, you know? There's a video here? No. What the video? I that video here I wanted to show you so bad, boy. I don't believe I do the video. It doesn't look like if I have the video here now. Is this video here? Is that video here? No, it's not this video. Yeah, now our video I want to show less so bad, boy. I can't find the video now. Alright, let me see if I find the video in this here. Should find the video here. Hold on now. Show that video here. I want to show that video. when I see this video, I nearly crack up, yes. I say, wait, nah. Yeah, boy, I do the video. You serious? With that video gone? Where is that video? How come I do this video? Stop doing that. Yeah, so while I'm waiting for me to show the video, it's really interesting. This video real hot. This video is the video for the night. I'll just show you this video. So before you come off the live, I have a video to show you. When you see this video, let us see this video. Come on, alright, a community video. Pastor, I don't hear a man like Mr. Chance calling your program. Okay, I don't know. Somebody said, not free if you have to pay to go and serve service. Okay. Local election coming up. People better get themselves in order. That's a top of the line. That's a top of the line statement there. Yeah, that statement is a top of the line statement you just make there. I like you. I like your statement. A good statement you just make there. The video here, I know. The video here. I'm looking for the video all over the place. On the video right here. Oh dear. Pray for me. Pray for Pastor Google. The video here. Right? Well, let's take a listen to this video here. Take a look at this video now. Right? Or you need to look at this video, eh? Don't come off the live just yet. Let me see what people on the live first before I play this video. Alright. So you ready for the video? Put some thumbs up. Put some thumbs up if you're ready for the video. Please. Put some thumbs up. Put some thumbs up if you're ready for the video. If you're ready for the video, put some thumbs up. You'll need to put some thumbs up if you're ready for the video, eh? I ain't playing no video if I ain't see some thumbs up. Put some thumbs up if you're ready for the video.
So as we get ready for our next performer,
I'm watching to see, you know.
Songs that are afraid to be wrong. The name of the song is Big Sale.
Alright, so I'm going to show you the video now. Take a look at this. Take a look at this.
To the Honourable Minister, line item 08E 230 Accelerated Housing Programme. Could the Honourable Minister indicate from the 200 million allocated in this fiscal, how many homes are intended to be built of this 200 million allocation?
Based on the information I have, member, out of that 200 million, we have identified to construct 612 homes.
612. Honourable Minister, in the Honourable Minister Finance budget statement, he indicated that there is intention to create 20,000 either 20 or 10,000 homes within a 2-year time period. Could the Honourable Minister indicate
that? Member, that statement was not in the budget statement. If you read the budget statement, it talked about the delivery of 20,000 homes over the next 5 years.
So on page 42. Sorry, please. Chairman, I'm going to read from the Honourable Minister of Finance budget speech, page 40 of the statement. Before I ask this question again. Right. Our target is 20,000 affordable homes within 2 years through the PPPs and innovative design. It is on that basis I'm asking whether that allocation would be sufficient to accomplish that. This year's allocation would set you on target to accomplish that, please.
Member, if I can just draw you to the Hansard, the Minister of Finance never said that in his statement when he presented the budget. It might have been a typographical error.
Oh, thank you very kindly, Mr. Chair. To the Honourable Minister.
Our Prime Minister, the Honourable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, has given us a mandate of 20,000 houses. We're well on the way to getting ourselves in position to do that.
President Felicia Thomas on the development.
Chief Personnel Officer Dr. Darrell Dindial says government is maintaining its position that arrears owed to members of the Public Services Association will include a combination of cash and non-cash payments.
Dr. Dindial confirmed that discussions on the issue are still ongoing. The contention surrounds a disagreement over how an estimated $3.8 billion in back pay will be paid to the PSA members. PSA members began receiving a cash advance of their estimated back pay in December, while the remaining payments are expected to be delivered through a combination of cash and non-cash measures. However, the structure of those non-cash components has been a major sticking point in negotiations between the union and the government. The finance minister said the union has to factor what he described as an extremely difficult financial situation inherited from the PNM administration. CNC3 News is awaiting a response from PSA President Felicia Thomas on the development.
So as we get ready for our next performer, one of the songs that Afraid to Be a Wrong, the name of the song is Big Sail. The name of the singer, Queen Victoria.
Africans, for sale, for sale, for sale. Africans, for sale, for sale, for sale.
All you good, yes? I was lying with some old men before the election, and well, I was amazed of their discussion. They were discussing the election of 2025, how Africans were selling cheap and UNC buying dead or alive. One old man shout out, fellas, give me your attention. UNC can't win by themselves, no election. You see, they're sitting and they're planning to make a decision. So she called out Shilaga, who the old FIFA wanted man. She said, call the trade union, let we start negotiations. And we could call out a big sale and we go buy out some Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Sing the thing. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She don't have all she chance and she the honor rhymes. No, what she need is some slave names, man, some big strong Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We call it good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. Oh, somebody pinch me. Hey, UNC sitting and they're waiting patiently. With about 16 safe seats, they don't win that already. The woman said, I have my people, and they are born UNCs. Now all I need is some Africans who got their names out of slavery. She said that she hear they're really selling cheap, and she could buy them very cheap, 500 and a jersey. A lot of people will cry when she's finished with CPEP, because she is not holding back them P&M have nothing to get. She said it's party before country, all you never forget. She will care for her people and she have no blasting regret. Africans for sale, we buying Africans. She buying Africans for sale. Listen, we buying Africans. She said we like crab in a barrel, we pulling each other down. But I want their votes, so I jam them the winning song. And all they know it, Africans when you wins, everybody wins. Africans for sale, Tobago and Trinidad. Hey, who called me? I want this verse slow, right? Black mines in Tobago, she's working on them with ease, but she's not afraid because monkeys say cool breeze. She said the last time she was easy, this time there is no room for mistakes, cause when she's done with Tobago, it's either they make or break. She has her eyes on Moruga, especially some.
Well, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of you for being on Constructive Talk this evening, where we would have had a really good time, really good time this evening on Constructive Talk. It's already 11:31 and I don't want to keep you all any later, because you see tomorrow night, fire. Yeah, tomorrow night will be hot. So you can't afford to miss tomorrow, please God. Join me at 8:30 sharp. Spread the word around. No other platform you're supposed to be on tomorrow, please God, but this one. Yeah, this platform. There's the platform to be on tomorrow. And not just tomorrow, but for every constructive conversation, there's the platform here. This is the platform to be on. So, tomorrow night is fire. Right? Thank you all very much for being a part of Constructive Talk this evening. Goodbye. And remember to share the link, spread the information, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to the page, subscribe now. Have a blessed evening, everyone.
Cooper, they got a lot of P&M houses, but none of them can remember. She's buying some in 6 company because they're nice, they're bad and they're trim. Their ancestors came from Africa and all of them is Americans. She passed through 5 company and she bounced up Madingo. Well, boy, she makes she name cause she get Africans for Africans for sale, we buying Africans. Kill them. Africans for sale, listen this. We buying Africans. Doc Faisalabad was pretty serious with her in the cemetery. He said I'm waiting for refinery point. That man had to be crazy. What? Africans for sale, we buying good or bad. Africans for sale, Tobago and Trinidad. I never meet to commercial man so. She said my people are loyal, they don't vote for other parties. But them P&M people just show them some money, staggered roti. She said I have my safe seats in the safe hands of Caroni. She go on to St. Couva, straight down to see Paris. She said I love my people, for 10 years we out in the rain. But when I get back in there, things will never be the same. To all of my people, you must get your rightful place. And I don't care who's sitting there and think I am talking race. You all know what's hurting me. You see that, Dr. Rowley? We don't hide up all we money. The damn man change the currency. Hey, Africans for sale, hey, for sale, hey, for sale. Hey, we buying Africans. Kill them. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. They bought out PSA. They got them for 10%. Now they could beat the chest and laugh because they know it's money well spent. All their love, all their Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad.
The information provided by the speakers and/or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
Worried and I'm feeling the pain. My faith's been tested time and time again. Oh, but my spirit is determined to believe and to overcome life trials that seem to never done. But still, I kneel before you with a praying song. Lord, I come to pray for the strength and the faith that's required. Amen. I pray for my people to not lose their fire. Suffering in silence. Amen. Grant them wisdom, cures, clarity and guidance. I pray for the young and I pray for the old. Cover their minds, Lord, don't let them lose control. Though we stand in sin, no transgressions are many. Thank God for the life that He gave me. To all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate and no time to separate. I'm calling on the prayer warriors in the country. Come for Tobago need we, cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Life is getting harder to manage. Oh yeah. The plan you had for us, it's vanishing. Because the violence, Lord, the nation in distress. What's it gonna take? We need a rest. It's time that we repent and we confess. Cause Lord, I'm tired of the bloodshed, it rising in numbers. Amen. I'm tired see the youth choose the path of plunder. Amen. Can't walk the street in peace is a problem. Father, intervene, please save your children. Amen. I pray for them gangs, them surrender your soul. You're not fully done, but you're fully in control. To change up your mindset and clean up your community. Thank God for the life that He gave we. To all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate and no time to separate. I'm calling all the prayer warriors in the country. Come for Tobago need we, cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Deception is spreading, it's trending. Oh yeah. Greed and lies has surely shake we faith. Hearts gone cold, the wicked quoting well. Doubt in a place where hope should dwell. We all have to answer to you, so knees go bend. In the end, Lord, I pray for the lead with integrity.